Nice to see myself in this angle.
I think we're live.
Are we live?
I think we're live.
Oh, goodness.
Are we live?
Ah!
What's going on, people? Just doing some kaiju reading.
I love seeing myself in the magazine.
I think we are live, everybody. What's going on?
Wait, you weren't Hedra this whole time?
No, I was not Hedra this whole
is
time.
the real me.
What's up, you guys? Just thought we'd open it up with something a little funny. Hope you enjoyed our little Hedra and Godzilla reading. Our Kaiju magazines. We were ready. So, without further ado, you guys, what's up? We are Godzilla Fan Freaks here with my co-host Leaf Claw Studios for Kaiju Chill O'Clock, episode 25, the second graveyard shift ever. What's going on, everybody?
How's it going, y'all?
Hope you guys enjoy. We got a little bit of a light, but it is a little blinding, but we can just easily too bright.
I don't have my license and registration.
But what's going on, you guys? Hope everyone's doing great. Let me make sure we are on live chat, which we are. And we got 6 people on in here, 4 likes. That's what's up.
Welcome, everyone.
Mark, what's going on? Reptile7876, what's going on? Mark says he loves the mask. Thank you very, very much.
How's it going?
Zillafan85, what's going on? Thank you guys for being here. Don't forget to atomic blast that like button. For a hot minute, I thought Yosh was Monster Island buddies with that mask.
It's the real me.
But what's going on, guys? Hope everyone's happy to be here. We appreciate you guys being here. Appreciate seeing the love. Guys, this is awesome. We're just having an awesome time. Where to begin? I'm just going to let Yosh go ahead. You guys know me. Guys, if you haven't, and if you're here, you probably are, but, you know, comment, like, subscribe on the channel, atomic blast that notification bell. Don't forget to like and follow Godzilla Fan Freaks over on Facebook, and follow Godzilla Fan Freaks on Instagram. And then you got this guy over here, Leaf Claw Studios. Yosh, go right ahead, buddy.
All right. Well, I'm Yosh Reyes, and I'm an illustrator, sculptor, and I do all the things, because I do all the things, but I'm at Leaf Claw Studios on Instagram, on TikTok. That just slaps. All the newfangled stuff. But I'm also on Facebook. I have a Leaf Claw Studios page there, but usually I just use my Yosh Reyes page. And yeah, I just started a YouTube channel. I haven't put anything on there yet, but I'm Leaf Claw Studios there too.
Sweet.
And I just want to ask, how are y'all doing today? How's y'all's day been?
Everybody having a great Friday. What's going on? We got Godzilla Train 1090 in the house. What's going on, Kaiju family? And yeah, what's on tap for tonight? Got some things. We got a lot of stuff to showcase, a lot of stuff to talk about. And one of the things that we are going to be having on in the background, not a kaiju movie tonight.
In the background,
we'll do I'll still show the title card and everything like that. But that'll be the first topic we go into is, I'm just going to say it, the shit show that last week's episode turned out to be.
Also known as censorship.
But for tonight, the last graveyard shift, I did not forget. I do remember somebody mentioned when we asked, what should we watch next? And Masters of the Universe was one of those films. So we're going to watch that tonight and have that on in the background. And afterwards, just so we are safe from any music, I even asked Nick from the Monster Report to confirm this, but I am going to be having on, he sent me a Blu-ray copy of the Symphonic Fury concert, and so can't get in any trouble for this music, so we will have that in place of a vinyl record.
And thank you, Nick, because that's freaking awesome.
Yes.
So,
Mark, yeah, you missed last week's episode.
And you won't be able to find it.
Yeah, you won't be able to find it. The Facebook segment is still up. But, yeah, no, we're just gonna talk a little bit about, What?
the TV goes, piracy is not a victimless crime. Yes, but...
So, Kaiju Chill O'Clock, episode 24. Yeah, let's see here. How can we... There we go. That way we're both centered nicely.
Yeah. I'm so short, I gotta put a cushion under my butt. All right.
But, yeah, you
go.
guys, actually, Mark, and then Ultron Kaiju missed it too. Guys, I'm sorry. Don't hate me. Hate YouTube. Don't necessarily hate Toho, but as you guys know, I always do my best to stay within the means and the rules of things. I did not think it was warranted it was fine that they copyright claimed the episode, but then to fully block it so nobody could see it, I was kind of sad about that. I tried to salvage it the best I could, just didn't really happen. We're coming up on that title card to be Masters of the Universe. We're just watching the 87 film tonight. And back to us. So, it was...
Well, we should probably, for those who weren't here, we should probably tell them basically what happened. So we had the show, right? And I joined for, I believe, the Instagram segment.
You were on the Instagram ones.
and I was just chilling on the other parts, commenting and watching, but so Facebook went okay.
Yeah, Facebook and Instagram weren't a problem.
Right.
It was YouTube, and right. I think what it comes down to, because again, I do not think it was fair, but what I think it was, and I explained this to Yosh, is that just because it was Godzilla Day, I feel that YouTube and Toho just had extra eyes and ears out on the internet that day, because it doesn't make sense that they did that to that episode versus the other episodes, and they're fine.
And I think, we've talked about this a bunch, but one of the things that kind of gets in my craw, if you will, is in my Ebra craw, is that it's not, and this is true of Facebook too, the amount of censorship is kind of increasing, but it's not done with accuracy. So my partner, Catherine, shout out to Catherine, I love you and I love the boys. She actually made a post the other day where she had a picture of a hamburger, and it got flagged on Facebook and cited for nudity, and it's a hamburger. So what we're dealing with in different social media platforms is algorithms that, there's not people just monitoring this every day. There's too many posts. So we have programmers making algorithms that say, okay, if this looks like this, pull it. If this sounds like this, pull it. And they're not accurate. And, in Facebook's case, they've laid off a lot of people. And so their programming is not going to be as accurate because no one can correct it.
Yeah.
And, I think what's frustrating is that it's hard to predict how much, what is going to trigger those sensors, if you will. But, yeah. So episode 24 is kind of no more.
Yeah, at least the YouTube part. I tried to salvage it. I tried to trim and take out what they, claimed and blocked it for. But in the end, it was just kind of wasted time, because then I even asked Nick, again from the Monster Report, shout out to him for a little bit more advice. And he said that even though I did that, I'd still have to dispute it in the end and get that removed. And at that point, I was just kind of having too much of a headache with it, and I was just like, all right, I'm just going to delete it. And it's a shame. It sucks because we had a lot of fun that day. Mm-hmm. Again, I always do my best not to break any rules. And I think really what needs to happen, and I've explained this to a lot of people, is that YouTube needs to have in place so that this doesn't happen, is channels that are not monetized like myself should have a little bit more freedom in usage of certain things. Now that doesn't necessarily mean if you're not monetized, post a whole movie. No, that would be like an exception. Like that should not be allowed.
But you should be able to reference
To
something,
reference
to cite
something,
it.
or
Yeah.
again, like what Kaiju Chill O'Clock is it's just a bunch of fun.
Yeah.
So, again, not being monetized, I don't make anything off of it. It should just, I should have a little bit more freedom, but then also YouTube could send out a little disclaimer
Yeah.
that if you ever choose to monetize your channel, know that any videos that you have posted could be claimed or blocked. That's what it should be.
And morally, it kind of makes sense too. And you know, I know at the end of the day, business and morals don't always align. But I was talking to Ever here, and I was saying, you know, so we both know, everyone here probably knows, I'm an illustrator. That's what I do for my profession. But you know, if I drew something really cool, and if I never have, but if I painted or drew something really cool, and Everett showed a picture to his friend and said, "Hey, look at this. My friend did this." I'm not going to get mad at Everett for saying, "Hey, look at this cool thing." He has to actually show someone the image or the video I made to be able to share it. But he's not claiming it's his. He's not making any money off of it. And if anything, he's helping me spread the word of what I do. And I think that is a distinction, you know, like you're not seeking to sell these movies, you're not seeking to bootleg or record them, you're just showing a few images, you know, so.
And again, you
Loosely
know, loosely
collected,
collected.
yes.
Jonathan, what's going on, guys? I'll have to catch up on your guys' comments, but
Real quick though.
Go for
We Loosely Collected said something really cool. We should start our own platform. We had this conversation the other day.
Yep.
So I'll shush for a minute, but that's an idea.
Yeah, and again, guys, it was just, you know, we just wanted to devote a little bit of time to that topic. We're not going to waste a bunch of time on it. But, you know, I just know that a lot of people were on my side and knew that there wasn't anything wrong and that they were just...
Skeletor wasn't on your side.
No, Skeletor was not on my side. And it's just a shame because, again, it was Kaiju Chill O'Clock. It fell on Godzilla Day. You know, there was just so much to talk about. And it was just a fun episode. And just for them to just be pretty much a party pooper on their own parade.
Right.
Because Kaiju Chill O'Clock just contributed to Godzilla Day, basically. It was another show that people could tune into with everything that was going on. So again, if you were there, you know, it'll live on in your memories. And then there will just be that jolt of, and especially because it was after my 2-week hiatus. Like, I come back after a 2-week hiatus, and then Kaiju Chill O'Clock episode 24 is nowhere to be seen. So now it almost looks like I took a 3-week hiatus because, and then maybe people will look back and be like, well, here's episode 23, but then it jumps to 25. Where's 24?
The great mystery. One day, we will have to film another 24.
Yeah.
But it also kind of goes down to, you know, some of the stuff happening in the world right now, you know, not to get too heavy into that, but this is a product of it. You know, one of the things about the joy of these franchises is that, you know, we do spend money on them. We spend time thinking about them, sharing and talking about it. And, you know, that phrase, seen, not heard, it kind of feels that way as a fan. Because it's like, okay, you know, Toho or other franchises want us to get their products. But if we talk about them, if we share about them, it's too much. So it's like, give us your money, but don't talk too loudly about what you're spending it on. And that's, you know, that's kind of tough.
Yeah, it can be. All right, let's catch up on these comments. We addressed the elephant in the room. So now let's see here.
Okay.
All right, howdy. And then, yeah, Jonathan said, screw YouTube.
No more Godzilla movies?
No, we're still going to be having Godzilla movies, but it's mainly is going to just be in the background. I might not even really show clips of it too much anymore unless it's like a really fast boom, boom, camera flip. You know what I mean?
But we have something to discuss to replace that y'all might like.
Yeah. And then, let's see, Zillafan, one key is to not show 5 seconds at a time of a video. Yeah. And then Mark saying the crazy world of indiscriminate censorship. Ultron Kaiju really sucks. What a downer. And then Jonathan saying Facebook will get worse.
Yeah,
they aren't looking into reports as much either. Yeah, it's true. And then
redo.
Yeah, call a redo. Yeah, I was thinking about it in all honesty, but
I got an idea for that. We'll talk about it.
Let's see, Spider Master, what's going on?
Splatoon horror film.
Okay, okay.
Very cool.
And then Jonathan, start our own platform with hookers and blackjack.
I'll do the blackjack.
And then Sunzilla 2008, what's going on, man? Glad you're here. Again, you guys, Atomic blast that like button if you haven't already. And then Mark, same podcast, and says, aha, you're getting lazy. I don't know if I'm getting lazy. Kaiju Chill O'Clock's still going to happen. Let's put it this way. I was already having to tiptoe through this minefield that I knew existed. And the best way I can explain it now, after they decided to do this, I have to tiptoe on just my pinky toes through this minefield now. And I dare anybody to stand up and try to just stand on your pinky toes. That is not an easy... you almost wanted to.
I don't ever want to walk again.
So that just sums up that. You know, it's a Debbie Downer, but I want to move on from it. And we can only continue to make Kaiju Chill O'Clock awesome and amazing. Well, and that has to do with you guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. We still got 6 people on in here. It shows on my end. 5 likes. You guys are killing it. Like always, questions for me, questions for Yosh. We got stuff that we're going to be sharing and showcasing tonight. I recently got a new figure. So going to be showing that. And
could I throw in a segue here real quick?
Go for it.
Not the vehicle. Vehicle. Okay, so talking about, how different franchises and censorship and all the stuff's at play, one of the things that happens, when that occurs is people make their own stuff. So if you think about, I'm sure some of you have heard of the character Savage Dragon. So Marvel Comics had some issues, and the artists had issues with Marvel Comics, and they went and did their own thing. They made their own characters, and they kind of made their own world. And one of the things we were talking about is, it's not just Godzilla Chill O'Clock or Toho Chill O'Clock, it's Kaiju. Right? And so we're both creative people, and one of the things we were thinking of doing, and we'll talk about this more later, but one of the things we were thinking of doing is having content of our own creation where, maybe we're not just showing films of other stuff or talking about other stuff, but we can also kind of create our own world. And at some point, we might even have like comics or stuff about those things, or even maybe a weekly show where, we have drawings and a story about it. Like, imagine if this was, at times, we did like a serial, like the old radio shows, their own kaiju. These are things, but when the world says, you can't play with these toys, you make your own. Right? So it's an idea.
Yeah, it's true. All right, let's catch up here on these comments. Well, if it's any consolation, I thought you did a fantastic job on Collect All Monsters last week. Thank you, Zillafan85. Thank you, guys. And if you guys didn't see that, I was on Collect All Monsters YouTube channel, and we talked about the wonderful, beautiful, should end up winning Figure of the Year of 2022, the Godzilla vs. Sea Monster set. That was a lot of fun. So if you missed that, definitely check out Collect All Monsters YouTube channel and find that video. It shouldn't be too hard to find since we just recently did it. Lucy Collected posted a new episode 24 that's nothing but a full minute of black screen with light letters that says YouTube, Toho and YouTube killed this episode. Thanks. You know what? It's a good idea. That's actually a solid idea. I might do that. And then Ultron Kaiju still mad at me for the 54 answer on Collect All Monsters. He's just kidding, though. Hey. And what I actually meant by that, if you watch that, one of the questions that was asked was, give me Godzilla vs. the Sea Monster over, and we were supposed to say another film.
Okay.
I originally said Final Wars, But then Leslie kind of shut down my answer and said I had to pick higher bearing fruit.
Because that was too easy.
That was too easy. And I ended up going with Give Me the Sea Monster over the original 54 film. But what I really meant by that was I don't hate the 54 film. What I meant by that necessarily was the Sea Monster is one of those movies. It's colorful. It's fun. You can throw that on anytime.
Sure.
You can watch that every day if you wanted to. Yeah. The original Godzilla, it has a certain tone to it. And even I only find myself watching the original Goji maybe once or twice a year. You know, you have to be in a certain mood for that film. Versus the Sea Monster where it's like, oh, I could just throw this on. You know, the first Godzilla movie, you do have to be like in a certain mood for. So that's really what I was going for when I said that answer. I
like it more than.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was also mentioned, I don't remember who, but I remember it was mentioned that in terms of setting, it's also quite varied because you start in a city, you end up on a boat, then you end up on an island, and so you kind of have a bigger sense of world in that movie. So.
Yeah. So that's what I meant by that, but Alteron Kaiju, thank you for not being mad at me. Mark, with all the money you have spent on Godzilla merchandise, they should have given you a pass on the movie. And you know what? The thing is again, I was staying within the rules. I don't think I showed too much footage, but I think they got me for... I don't think they got me for the footage. They got me for the music, the vinyl record that I put on, which was the original Godzilla 54 soundtrack. So... But again, I just feel like they just had more eyes open on Godzilla Day for things on the internet.
That would be a day we celebrate it more.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
And then Alteron Kaiju, I was a bit surprised at the 54. Yeah. It was my first Godzilla movie, you guys. I love it. Okay? You know, it's what made me a Godzilla fan, was the original 54 film.
Right.
But again, as far as if I really look at my movies... And if I really had to choose, do I want to watch 54 or the Sea Monster? Majority of the time, I'm going to pick Sea Monster because it's just a fun, colorful film that you could throw on anytime.
With some butter and lobster.
There you go. Let's see.
3D printer.
Mark, I say buy a 3D printer and make your own monsters. Well,
I sculpt.
Yosh sculpts. So, shoot, I'm just going to say it. I mean, I've kind of mentioned it before. Me and Yosh, we are making our own monsters. We are making our own kaiju.
We already have 2 or 3 already in the not the can, the sack.
They're on paper.
Yeah.
They're on paper.
Yeah.
They're already on paper.
Yep.
And eventually Yosh is going to do sculpts.
Yeah.
So, no, we're going to be making our own universe.
And I have some art of them to show with y'all today.
There you go. And then, yep, Zilla, love it next to 84 and 85. And then Zillafan 85, you're still awesome though, Everett. So I'll let you slide on the 54 thing. And then Zillafan, oh heck yeah, I love 85 and 84, 85. Just such an awesome dark film. Yep, returns Godzilla to his roots. And then Alteron Kaiju, your wife loves the Sea Monster. In fact, it's been a while and gonna watch it when we're off this weekend. Sweet,
cool.
Awesome, great movie.
Awesome.
Enjoy it. One of the things I'm going to talk about today, Yosh, mind your eyes.
Yep.
As we flip on this light, too bright. There we go.
I'm
That's
sorry,
a little
officer.
better.
I know why you pulled me over. I was going 30 and a 20.
I remembered to charge my little stand here that has a light on it, so now we're a little more lit up. So the figure that I got this week, if you didn't see the posts on Facebook or Instagram, I ended up getting an Imperial figure that I've never, ever owned before.
Ooh, that's awesome.
And even though the Imperials may not be top-of-the-line Godzilla collectibles, I still have a soft spot for them at the end of the day because I also grew up with an Imperial Godzilla figure.
It's better than the Rebels.
Yeah, there you go. And what this is and what this figure has adopted the story is that this is Gigan before he was Gigan. So this is this is the creature that the aliens, the cockroach aliens, probably either kidnapped and like dissected and made into a cyborg. So, and for Gigan's 50th birthday this year, there hasn't been a lot of Gigan stuff that I was like, yeah, let me buy that for his 50th, because it's really, like, Gigan has been kind of, They did announce an SH Monster Arts, but who knows if we're getting that this year. It's probably not going to come out till early next year, I think. But still, I thought this was a cool pickup for Gigan's 50th birthday this year.
That's beautiful.
I've never owned one until now, and I'm actually happy to, because again, it has that backstory. Granted, it's not official canon, but this is Gigan before he was Gigan, so I'm very happy to have this in the collection. So expect a review on this guy sometime.
What year is this?
Imperial, I think, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, you guys, but I think Imperial came out with these like in the 80s.
Okay.
I'm not sure the exact time period, but I know, I think maybe even early 80s.
Okay.
But I'm not positive.
So this wasn't made before necessarily other Gigan figures. It was made.
No, I think there were Gigan figures that existed at the time.
Okay.
And I think Imperial, like, I don't know what the story is. Maybe if you guys know the story, but maybe Imperial, when they received the idea for Gigan on paper or whatever it was, maybe they just misinterpreted.
Somebody spilled some coffee on the blueprint. They were like, I think he just has regular T-Rex hands. Okay.
And this is what they came out with. But no, I do like that this is Gigan before he was Gigan. I mean, you have all the elements there. From the head, basically, he has only one fin. The tail is right. He's even got those knee pads. And he even has a little bit of a buzzsaw going on.
Yeah.
But not fully.
The knee pads are when he did carpentry, and so is the buzzsaw.
But...
Made it real easy. It was like flooring, no problem.
But yeah, no, you guys, expect a review on this guy. Really happy to have it. This is my buy for Gigan's birthday this year, so I'm a happy camper.
Very cool.
All right, what do we got here? Let me go ahead and turn that light off. All righty. What do we got here?
Okay. Definitely gonna need some art and figures for your original Kaiju. On it, my good man, on it. A complete tour of your collection. Ooh.
You know what? That's something that we could do, and that's something that I do yearly videos on in itself. So expect a video on my collection sometime, probably middle of next year, since I like to space them out year to year.
Yeah.
Let's see.
62,
definitely going to need some original art and figures from your original Kaiju. It's going to happen. That's all I can say. That's all we can say.
The wheels are already turning.
Yep. So it's going to happen. Don't worry, guys.
And possibly some form of animation.
Yeah. Mark, is that a 62 mask? It's actually the 64 Goji.
Okay.
And then Jonathan saying, love that toy. Jonathan was telling me the other day how he has a similar one.
Yeah.
And then Zillifan85, one very cool thing that the 54 and Sea Monster have in common is both have, I'm probably going to butcher the name, Akihiko Hirata in an eye patch. Yes, okay. It has the guy that played Dr. Serizawa. And then Zillifan85, I still have my Imperial Godzilla and King Kong. That is awesome. I used to have an Imperial Kong growing up, but then he got chewed on by the dogs.
Oh, I thought you were going to say took an arrow to them.
Ultron Kaiju, love those Imperial. I also have a head cannon for the particular Gigan bootleg. In my head, he was the hero in his world. Oh, okay.
Did I tell you I started to redesign Gigan before we started doing the shows together?
I think you did, yeah.
I've got to show you that sometime. It's kind of strange.
Let's see, loosely, I know they were available in the 80s with some other Imperial Godzilla character, KO Toys. I recall seeing them in Venture stores. Okay.
Sawbelly.
And then
Sawbelly, yeah.
yeah, Sawbelly, and then That's what I
Okay.
called Gigan as a kid. All right.
That's about right. Yeah.
That's about right.
Yeah.
All right. So, Yosh, where should we take it from here? Do you want to
man.
show? You want to show some art?
Yeah, I got some art. Also, an idea, real quick. I wanted to get some feedback from you guys.
Oh yes.
Since we can't really show movies, we can also still talk about cool hobbies. Do you want to throw on a low light, maybe?
Yeah.
I don't know.
So
Or I was gonna say even the remote, but that works too.
You want it?
Yeah.
Which one works? Do you think?
Your preference, man.
Doesn't matter.
All right, let's do it. Okay, greetings. So I have two models that I have been needing to assemble, and since a lot of what I do is painting and illustration, I have to use references, models, figures, stuff like that. So I need to put this together. I don't want to clock you in the head with an ATST.
Oh, you're fine, dude. There's plenty of
So
room.
I got an ATST, and I also have the authentic Darth Vader TIE Fighter, not the Wish version, where when he tried to fire his lasers, it shot out confetti. Not that one, but the authentic Darth Vader TIE Fighter. So these will feature in paintings at some point that I do, but I was thinking we might unbox one of them and see what's up.
So, which one would you guys like us to unbox? Just pick one, and whichever one gets the most, that's the one that we will open up and possibly start even putting together. Loosely collected, I have 2 Imperial Godzilla toys, 2 different sizes, and I have the Gigan. That's awesome. Mark, I still have those rubber gorillas that they used to sell at 5-dime stores. Ultron Kaiju. Boy, man, you guys are killing it with these comments. Hang on. Also love the Dor May Goji bootleg. I don't think I know that one. As well as the Trendmasters. Trendmasters stuff, I love. I'm still on the hunt for some Trendmasters things. I want a Baragon Trendmasters. Anguirus, Varan. I'd even love one of the Megalon Monster Island buddies, I think. Or it was something Monster Island that Trendmasters had. But yeah, no, I'd still love to acquire some Trendmasters figures that I don't have.
They are the masters at setting trends.
There you go. Let's see. Zillafan, I will. This will definitely be a great Godzilla night. Heck yeah! You just ordered the Toho Machine Chronicles. Ooh.
That's the one that people call Gotango.
Oh, the Gotango.
Oh, okay.
Sweet.
We got 1 vote for the TIE Fighter.
Okay, 1 vote for the TIE Fighter.
2 votes.
2
for the TIE
votes for the TIE Fighter.
All right.
And then Zillafan85, I have the Anguirus. As you know, I would like the Varan and Baragon, though. Yeah, from Trendmasters. Yeah. They're awesome, man. I just wish they weren't so expensive. That's my only thing.
It's not like you need a home.
Now, since we're kind of on the topic of the show, I'm not going to disclose a lot, you guys, but you guys are not going to want to miss next week's show. That's all I'm going to say. You're not going to want to miss next week's show. It's just going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to have 2 guests, very special guests.
Yeah.
So that's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to disclose who. I'm not going to disclose anything. So, 3 votes for the TIE Fighter.
All right.
I think Darth Vader
going once, going twice.
Can we get 1 more vote?
Shifting to a different kind of Imperial.
There you go.
All right.
Dude, the costume work in
in
this movie was just great.
We are admiring what we may not show you, which is not the body of Dolph Lundgren.
We are watching Masters of the Universe 87.
Yeah. I always loved the bad guys, just for their different designs, right?
Yeah.
Right, like metal hairband. Just, okay. So, it sounds like, okay, what do we get? Not yet. Okay, ordered on eBay. Okay, very cool. All right, well, if it's all the same to you guys, I'm gonna open up this TIE Fighter because honestly, that's where my heart was anyway. So,
yeah.
cool.
So let's open up that TIE. But let's see, what other things do I have on my plate? The X Plus Flying Hedra should be on its way soon. There has been people in Japan posting pictures of what the box looks like. So it's nice to see the box. And usually once we start getting those pictures, that figure is going to start shipping. So pretty soon here, going to be having a box day on the X Plus Flying Hedra. So that should be probably one of the next box days. The other day when I did go to Zia Records yesterday and picked this up along with some other stuff, also that's where I got the vintage Halloween Hedra mask. There was another Hedra down there, and it was a CCP figure. I was building up to buy that, but it was gone. Someone else snagged it. So, but all that did was kind of just take away that on my mind, you know, to have a budget for. So it was actually kind of one of those like bittersweet moments. Like, it was kind of sucked because I really kind of wanted that, but at the same time, it was like, you know what? It's okay.
But you know, that's why bounty hunters exist.
There you go. So there's another Godzilla fan in Tucson, and I don't know who it is. They have not made themselves known.
It wasn't me, man. I had to make correct this one. It wasn't me.
But no. So actually, one of the other things that I pre-ordered the other day was, as I talked about for Godzilla Day, guys, we got all these Bandais coming out, and like I was telling Yosh earlier, Bandais are like the bread and butter of Godzilla collecting. Like, Bandai has been in the game for so long. They have a lot of great sculpts. They have a lot of great figures. A lot of the older Bandai stuff is sought after now. And so it's like, I'm thinking about, you know, diving back into Bandai with all these Bandais that are releasing. And I have to give a shout out to awesomecollector.com. Lots of good references. I've heard about that website a lot. A lot of people do order from there. And he's got a lot of the Bandais listed for pre-order. So that's going to be nice to casually every now and then order a Bandai. And what's nice about Bandai too is that they're affordable for any collector, no matter your budget. You know, if you're just starting out, Bandai's a great line to get into.
I mean, this one's Bandai.
Yeah. They're cheap. They're I don't want to say cheap as in bad quality. They're cheap.
Affordable.
They're affordable. They're
yeah.
affordable for no matter what your budget is. They're very affordable. Mm-hmm. So all these Bandai figures are coming out, and it's easy to obtain them because again, they're only like 25 to sometimes $30. That's very affordable in the Godzilla collecting community. But the one that I did pre-order because it's kind of already being released and shipped, and I wanted to get it out of the way before I missed my chance, I did get the Bandai Varan. Now, I have stated on the pages and in other things that it's an amazing sculpt, but that color, I don't like the way the Varan looks. It's really just... It just seemed lazy at the end of the day. For example, let me go grab them. Yosh, right. Go ahead and keep opening that up.
Oh, it's open. I'm gonna wait, and then we'll all smell the box together.
Let me just grab some examples so that people know what I'm talking about. So, if you guys have seen the pictures or videos of the Bandai Varan that has just come out, you guys will know what I mean as far as the color goes. It just seems really bare bones. It just seems like...
right out of the mold kind of thing.
Yeah. And for example here, you have the Bandai 2019 Ghidorah.
Can I angle this down just a little bit?
Yeah.
Okay. Just a little bit?
Yeah.
Hang on.
That'll probably work.
There we go.
There we go.
Slight angle down.
Ooh, maybe not. Oh. Might be too heavy.
Oh, Lord. Okay, maybe not.
Oh, yeah, it might be too
Sorry.
top heavy.
Technical difficulties. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, it won't work.
It's okay.
We can still... Yeah, that'll work.
Oh, okay. Perfect.
That'll work.
Yeah.
So, what we got here is the Bandai 2019 Ghidorah, and we'll get to the comments in a minute. So, as you guys can tell, this is a great Bandai figure. Great sculpt. Great mold.
Good details. Good textures.
Good details, good textures. Color? Get out of here. Get out of here. I mean, seriously.
Oh. Take
Not-
my 3 heads and leave.
Not you. But, I mean, you guys know what I mean. Like, it's just... It's not even color. This is just the color of the mold.
I would call that like
You
maybe
know-
a matte, like a spray coat and then an eye detail. kinda.
Little highlights
Yeah.
here and there. But that's it. That's kind of what the Varan is. Bandai, don't stimp out on that, please. It's like you give us an awesome figure with an awesome sculpt. It's beautiful. Bandais are great. But something like this is just it looks beautiful, but at the same time it looks like dump. Because it's like that could be so much more. And so I pre-ordered the Bandai Varan, so when that comes in, I'm giving it to this guy right here. And Leaf Claw Studios is going to be doing granted, Varan, the movie's black and white.
Okay.
But you can still find some colorized images.
Yeah.
Or you could even take the poster
Sure.
and artwork, for instance.
Or input from the client.
That too. But so I'm going to be having him dress up Varan so he doesn't look so flat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be much. Again, I'm not saying Bandai figures have to be X+ quality painted. Okay? Example. So this is kind of what Bandai's been producing now. Great sculpt. Dump for color.
Okay.
Then you have these Bandais. This Bandai is 1 year older than I am. This Bandai is 31 years old. This came out in 91, I believe. But I mean, again, I'm taking a figure that has basic color. Okay? Mechanicon, he's a lot of silver, right?
Yeah.
But you know what? Bandai, back in 91, mind you, did they have to add these bluing? You see, you guys can see the bluing. Let's see here. Trying to find the right. There. You guys see that bluing in the shoulders,
the knees.
the hands, the knees, a little bit of the chest,
The carpentry
even
areas.
on the back.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, that right there is enough to just, it adds more to this figure. It adds more. And again, it's a simple plain Jane color. But just to have that little bit of added, it's just more. So it's like, I'm really excited to see how Varan comes out. And again, Zillafan85, you're here. I know you recently got the Bandai Varan. Anybody else who gets it, when you get to see what Yosh is able to accomplish, maybe you want to have Yosh paint yours.
And I just got a new airbrush gun I'm interested in testing out. It's not crazy expensive, but it's a good one, so
Yeah.
give it a shot.
So, like, I'm totally fine putting the figure in his hands and then just letting him go to work. You know, he's not going to ruin it or anything by any means. So, and maybe you're going to want to send your Varan to Yosh,
See where it takes us.
see where it takes you, and maybe you want a Leaf Claw Studios original Bandai Varan. So that's just kind of what else I have coming in on my end. I'm really excited about a lot of the Bandai stuff that's coming out. And let's see here, what do we got? Let's catch up on these comments. I think we got a ton. The He-Man Women Haters Club. Alteron Kaiju Zillafan 85, just talking about the 84 reissue of Bandai. Reptile 7876 saying the Gigan Imperial is nice. Yosh, you should make a Death Star crater display for the TIE Fighter.
Might do that, yeah.
Let's see, Zillafan replying to Alteron Kaiju. And then some of the rare Bandais can be pricey. Yep, again, you get into older things like this. And really with Bandai, tag versus no tag can be a difference in price too.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, having a tag on a figure could easily...
it's the same thing with eBay. NWT, new with tags, is a lot different than, you know.
So it's like, a Bandai that's tagged, like let's take Mechanicon for instance. I don't know the exact going price for a Mechanicon, but since it's an older, kind of more vintage Bandai at this point, I just want to say the price range could be around 75 to maybe $80 without tag. Maybe 60 if you're lucky. Okay? Just to give us a price point. With tag, with Bandai figures, that can easily add an extra 20, 30, sometimes even $40.
Moving up to 100 or more.
To a figure.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. As you guys know, I don't keep tags on my figures, but I do keep the tags put away. I don't just discard them. So I always keep my tags. I just don't have them with the figures because that's not how I want to display them.
Right.
But that's just to give you guys examples of kind of what Bandai has done in the past, kind of what they're doing now, and continuing to do. I really...
Also, if you ever want that Ghidorah painted, Ghidorah's that's a beautiful
option.
Yeah.
It's an option. I'm really hoping that these other Bandais that are coming out, they don't do as late. Like, I'm hoping the Baragon comes out, like, come out nice, please. You know, like, if you're going to give us an awesome sculpt, which we know Bandai's going to do, finish it off with some more paint and shading. Like, come on. So, yeah. Really looking forward to that. Now, the Bandai Ebra, I can tell you that thing's just going to be straight red. It's just going to be straight red. They might add a little bit of highlight to his eyes, but the Bandai Ebra that's coming out, I guarantee you, that thing is just going to look like a red hunk of plastic.
Well, again,
with detail, of course. But
if you want some details on that or some lighting, man, I could do.
Oh no! If these Bandais come out and they are going to be, if they're going to be lacking in that area,
they're opening themselves up for customs at that point.
Exactly.
You know,
and I will be handing them to you to work on.
Thank you.
Of course.
Let's see.
Alteron Kaiju. Picking up a couple variant colors for the Bandais. Zilfan 85, I do agree the paint could have been better, but I think the sculpt on Varan is awesome. I love it. I'm glad like I said, the Bandai sculpts are just amazing. They do a great job.
Sorry for the finger, y'all. Nothing better than smell of a plastic model.
Nothing beats the smell of any new figure.
Well, napalm in the morning. Sorry.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to read this one like an orc. There's a lot of 84 coming out from a lot of companies. It's awesome. So it's only a matter of time for SHMA.
Yeah, SH Monster Arts will probably be putting out an 84. I think we can guarantee that.
We should try it next time, the little swing arm thing.
Yeah.
We have a couple different setups we'll be doing at some point. But
yeah, it's kind of dragging because I got my camera plugged in right now to a power source. But
we got this. We will improve.
We will improve. Always. Let Yosh do a repaint. Heck yeah. That. And then Jonathan, honestly, with Bandai doing model kits, I'd rather they made a Godzilla Kaiju characters as kits. Let you do the painting. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Also, real quick, I want to throw this out there. Anyone on the show, if you want to send me a friend request on Facebook, I'm Yosh Reyes. I just mostly post art and funny stuff. But if you want to see what I'm up to, and you're on Facebook, feel free to do it. So I'm also here on YouTube as Leafclaw Studios. You can add me. I don't have anything on there yet, but my goal for this weekend and week is to start putting up some art tutorials and some unboxing of some stuff. So, yeah.
Alteron should buy 2 Varans and do a blank version and a colorized. I mean, of course I'll be taking pictures, and Yosh will take pictures too.
Before and after, yeah.
Before and after, so we'll have that. If I had it in my budget to spend on 2, I would. Sure. But, you know, I just don't have the budget to double dip on even Bandai figures, you know, because even if you double dip on Bandai figures,
it adds up.
It adds up.
Love to see what you could do with the paint on my Varan, because I really do love this figure, and Yoshi could bring it to a whole new level. Well, thank you. Let's see what we do, and if we like it, you know.
Yeah, you guys will get to see what he does with mine,
Yep.
and then you know, again, whenever that comes in, I'm immediately giving it to
man.
him.
Heck yeah.
I'll have a little bit of time to do a box day probably video on it and admire it for a little bit, and then I'll be like, here you go.
And you know, Ever and I were just talking about, so you know, I make a lot of models and sets and stuff, and one of the things that I've been looking for, and I don't know why it took me so long to find it, but they're called LED noodles, and it's different from an LED strip. It's an actual length of LED that's flexible, and so for this piece, they're out of green right now, they're sold out, but it's only like $7 or $8, and I can basically make, you know, I could make a diorama essentially and pose these, you know, because I do some electronics, so I can just light up the little LED stream. So that's something I was thinking of doing for Baragon, getting a red one, and you know, Godzilla getting a blue one, and really making a set out of it.
Yeah.
You know, making a scene. Because these, you know, like a lot of these figures, they're not toys. You know, I mean, sure, when we were younger, we would have killed to have hands on these, but as adults now, like, we have spaces for them and setups and bases, and so it'd be kind of cool to like have each thing almost be like a scene.
Exactly. All right, guys, we're gonna catch up on these
Yep.
comments before we go into anything else. You knew a guy back in the 90s that had a huge collection of tagged Bandai toys.
Ooh.
They were stolen by some people that were at his house. Ooh, that's no good. That's no good. Or house sitting for him. Ooh, that's even worse. How to lose trust in a person.
Right. Because it's like, not only am I trusting you to keep it safe, and you didn't do that, but you were the problem.
Yeah, that's no good. And then Zilla fan, you're sticking with your YMSF Ebera because that's a really great figure. I recommend you look into that one instead of Bandai. In all honesty, though, I've seen the YMSF, and I like it, but as a collector, a big heart and soul of me is with Bandai, because again, it's Bandai has been around forever. They're the bread and butter of Godzilla collecting. Again, they're affordable no matter what your budget is. It's an easy line to get into because it's affordable. So even for if you're an old-time Godzilla fan or if you're a new fan, Bandai's just something affordable, easy to get into. They don't take up a lot of room. You know,
or in the wallet, yeah.
Yeah.
But the real question is it fun to stay at the Y and SF?
Let's see, Jonathan, he made a homebrew tabletop kaiju fighting game that used his Bandai toys as the monsters.
Destroy all the monsters diorama.
Cool.
Ooh, Mark, that's a cool idea too.
Yeah.
LED lights are a must for these kits, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. No, thank you guys for the engagement. Guys, if you haven't already, Atomic Blast that like button. Share it, you guys. Let's get some more people on in here. We've stayed at a steady 6, I think, since we started. But it's Friday night, you know. I hope, you know, other people can tune in here shortly. We're barely at an hour going on here pretty soon, but we'll still have 2 hours left. I mean, we may even go a little over 3. We'll just see where time takes us. But
it might be dawn before we stop talking. I don't know.
I hope not, because I got to work tomorrow.
Me too. But, all right. So, real quick, I'm going to open this up. So I bought this a couple months ago, I want to say, and I have not opened it. So we're gonna do this. I'm excited.
I'm gonna open it up, see how we can figure this out.
Yep. I would almost say I could set up, if you want to chat for a little bit, I could set up the swing arm and then we could just transfer it over.
Yeah.
It's up to you.
Yeah, we
Okay.
can try that out.
Well, do you have stuff you want to share and then or talk about, or?
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay.
Let me unplug, prop you back up. Don't worry, Fred's here for Kaiju Chill O'Clock. He's also just as mad about YouTube and Toho canceling him, basically, since he was a big part of last week's show.
Yeah. I really thought he was going to make that jump.
A lot of people did. I hope you guys enjoyed my little reel that I did with Fred. You know, short video. And it was just called, "Oh no, copyright claim!" You know, like, I hope you guys enjoyed that. And in all honesty, from how well that's been doing, I've actually been thinking between Kaiju Chill O'Clock and doing, you know, my figure reviews, maybe once or twice a week, do a little short 5-10 second, like just a little comedy thing, because I definitely have ideas up here. It's not just empty space, I promise. 7 people, 7 likes. What's going on? Atomic blast that like button, you guys. Mark, stealing my Godzilla figures is punishable by death.
Man, yeah.
Reptile 7876, any games you played recently? You know, I actually haven't had any time for video games as of lately. I still haven't even gotten Gigabash, even though I know Gigabash is coming out with a... they're going to be doing a crossover with Godzilla, but I haven't even downloaded Gigabash yet. Looks like we got some bot comments in here. Don't click on any of those links, guys. That's never a good thing. Get those out of here. Because I don't think I can on my end, but feel free to report those, guys. Ultron Kaiju. To go back a bit, one thing not mentioned on Collect All Monsters is the 30 centimeter looks quite better than just the one in the new release. Could be. I've never actually seen the 30 centimeter Ebra in person, but I wouldn't, necessarily doubt it. Some people, I can't remember if Leslie even said it's kind of the same sculpt, but yeah. Mark saying, don't glue your fingers together.
No gluing tonight.
Reptile 7876. Godzilla comes out December 9th in Gigabash. Yes, and then Mark saying, what's a Gigabash?
That's a good question. I know very little.
Gigabash is it's a kaiju fighter.
That's right. Okay.
It's I think it's only available digitally, so you would have to either go into your Xbox or PlayStation store or Steam, maybe if you're on PC.
Okay.
I'm not sure if it's available on every platform, but yeah, it's a kaiju fighter, and it's I think it's like $40 or something like that.
That's not terrible. Okay.
And they're doing a collab with Godzilla. Godzilla is going to be DLC. I think they even said we're going to be getting other monsters too. So
Ooh.
that I do want to get that at some point. And then Ultron enjoyed the copyright scare video. Yes. And then Zillafan85 footage. Yes. I do plan to do one with footage. Not actual footage, but me saying footage. So trust it. But just to showcase it to you guys before we move to this, I ended up doing a little bit of rearranging today.
Ooh, yeah.
So let's see. Zillafan85, Gigabash sounds like the name of a Pokemon attack. It does.
Can you hand me that box there? I'm
Of
going to use it to
course.
secure this.
Oh, let's see here. So let me flip you guys around. Again, we're just watching Masters of the Universe 87.
This is the house rifling scene.
Footage! But, no, so I did some rearranging, you guys. Let me take you guys into the Kaiju Cave so you guys can kind of see what I'm talking about. So, do you guys notice anything different? There's a lot more shelf space in here.
Oh, there's a Yosh! I'll use the restroom. I'll be right back.
All right. But, so what I ended up doing is moving some stuff to where, because, guys, this is my Kaiju Cave, right? I mean, of course, Masters of the Universe, but that's because I couldn't find a better spot than right there for Grayskull. And then you still have some more Masters of the Universe stuff at the very bottom there. But as far as everything else I had on these shelves, if you remember, I had some anime stuff. There was some Star Wars stuff down here. Down over here on that one, there was like DC and Marvel superheroes and villains and stuff like that. And then there was like a Spawn, Shape of Water, Gilman figure, Shao Kahn, and a few other things. So that shelf is totally free too. So I ended up making a bunch more space. Here's Fred, everybody. Say hi to the camera. He doesn't want to say hi. He'll look at you guys though. But check this out. I ended up finding this shelf in a little workshop that my house has, and it was kind of just awkwardly placed and wasn't the right spot and was making it hard to put stuff in. So I just moved it inside and it fits perfectly, and it's the perfect size for all this other stuff. So, yeah. So I just ended up making a little bit more room in the Kaiju cave. And this stuff sits very nicely here. It's not in the way. Still got very nice, walkway, pathway, and whatnot. And doesn't get in the way. Fred, everyone's saying hi to you. He doesn't want to say anything. That's how mad he is about them canceling him. Oh, man. But, yeah, so I ended up just doing some rearranging today. Made some more room. And I'm pretty happy with the end result. Again, I kind of just want to really keep it Kaiju stuff in there. Kaiju and Masters of the Universe. That's basically it for the main portion of it all. Footage! Set you guys back down. Let me get the cord so I can plug you guys back in. And there we are. So, yeah. Yosh will be back momentarily, but that'll give me some time to catch up on your guys' comments. Zillafan just telling Lucy Collected that he loves Digimon. War Greymon for the win. Mark saying hi to Fred. Jonathan just talking with Zillafan. You guys talking back and forth to each other. That's awesome. That's what it's all about. So, we are going to try to get this set up here and see what we can do.
How's your battery?
It's at like 99.
Let's throw it on here.
So let me unplug you guys again. And let me take you off of this stand.
Alright.
And then
Do it this way.
we'll put you. There we go.
Alright. Hey everyone.
Alright, cool.
Alright. We're back. Now in high definition.
Same definition as before.
Yeah.
But
And it's not 420, so it's not that kind of definition. Alright. So real quick, so this I've not opened it yet, so I'm going to angle this down a little bit to give you all the view here, not to show the view. So what I love about this is that you can angle it down at the desk, and there we go. So, well, maybe. We have much to learn. There we go. Behold, our forearms. Alright, so I've not opened this yet. I've never owned this particular model. Oh my. Okay.
Alright.
Okay. So, I'm going to open this up here. Alright. Oh wow, this is a little bigger than I thought it would be, actually. I mean, I don't know what I was thinking otherwise, because the box is only so large, but, you know, like... Okay, so we got this. Oh wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some additional flashing in case you need to, I don't know, pick your teeth or something. All right, so that's pretty cool. Let's see, some nice articulation, not articulation, nice little details on the. I hope there's no articulation. His TIE fighter conveniently breaks apart. And spins. No, but so there's good detailing on some of the lines there. I think you can see the paneling, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, all right. So let's see what else. We got one piece. Thank you, sir. And then we actually have. Wow, this is actually way bigger than I thought it would be. That makes me happy.
Yeah, it's a good size.
Yeah, and you can see the solar panel grids there where that would be. So that's pretty nifty. Well, yeah. In comparison to my hand. Oh, sorry. In comparison to my hand, it's actually pretty good size. Let's see, what do we got for comments, y'all? Okay, Negative and Hi guys. Clipper, you yell, footage! And throw a black sheet over the TV. Oh, what did you guys eat tonight? Any snacks or corn nuts?
I do have corn nuts. I didn't bring them back here with us because we actually are a little full on the table tonight.
Yeah,
but we do have snacks if we need them.
Yeah.
Yosh actually brought over a pizza, and it was actually really good.
Yeah,
So
for a Yosh pizza.
So no, we're doing pretty good.
Yep.
I was thinking after we get done unboxing this,
Yeah.
before we kind of maybe go into it, do
Yeah.
you want to do the art?
Yeah, while we have the light and stuff. Yeah. And I'm not really taking stuff off the sprue tonight. I just mostly wanted to show y'all what I'm kind of working on, and I don't know. Would y'all be interested in seeing a painting in the future of Darth Vader's TIE fighter shooting some green lasers? Because that interests me. I don't know.
That would be pretty cool.
But yeah, so pretty good articulation. I'll bring this back a little bit.
Detail.
Yeah, yeah, detail. No articulation, none, none. Look, my wing breaks off. Anyway, so we got good detail there. Let's see what else we got.
All the
Okay.
little intricate pieces.
Yeah, we even have the Star Wars label and stuff. But we got a whole bunch of cool stuff here for the canopy and the cockpit.
Yeah.
And if I'm not mistaken,
Got our window and glass
oh
pieces.
yeah. And we even have a little school child Vader. We have Darth Vader sitting there doing his penmanship in grade school. So we even have a Vader. That's pretty rad. And then we have a base and a weight, and the weight can be thrown at people. Don't do that, Cameron, Grayson, if you're listening. No. And then some additional little pieces here, and an instruction manual, which is always very helpful. Unfortunately, the assembly is guided by Lord Vader himself, so if you feel a little tightness in your throat, that's not nostalgia from your childhood. That's come back. There we go. That's that was an Oscar-worthy moment, sir. But yeah, so thanks y'all. This has just been a really cool model. I've been saving it to open for a while, so I could see how much knot articulation it has. But the detail's really good, and what I like about the size is that the smaller the model you get when you're trying to create sets, the harder it is to have realistic lighting at times, because every little tiny detail is gonna be shining in all the glory you don't want it to be seen in.
Yeah.
And when you have a bigger model, little details don't add up as much, and so you kind of have a better sense of scale and weight. So it's also a lot easier to get things up to scale when they're a little bit larger. So really happy with this. That makes me feel really good about putting this together.
Sneeze there for a second.
Gesundheit.
Thank you.
I wasn't sure if we were going to do... Welcome to the Muay Thai segment.
But no, and with it also being a bigger scale model too,
Yeah.
also helps when you're painting it.
Yes, exactly. I don't have to squeeze as much detail in. And, once I get the diorama all set up, I can either choose to hang it up or keep it that way. But I'm hoping when Adafruit, they're a company that does a lot of programming stuff for Arduinos and LED stuff. Hopefully they'll have green back in stock in the next week or two, and I can get a couple of those. Like I said, they're only $7 or $8, which I can't buy those all the time, but I can buy a couple of those for a project and turn it in. But yeah, why don't we check comments real quick?
Yeah.
Let's see. Okay, I'm at work, loosely collected. Gonna duck out for a bit. I'll be back shortly.
That's cool, Jonathan.
Hey, loosely. I am too. I am 5'7" as well. Welcome. Love models. I've been making them for about 50 years. Hey, thank you. Thanks for, in terms of collecting, that's like being a veteran.
Yeah.
I almost said, thank you for your service. You know what I mean? That's
awesome,
beautiful.
Mark.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I dig that. Nice kit. Yes. Well, thank you. All right. So many lines that could be used as prompts for... Okay. Yep. Got it. Do you use an airbrush? Yes, I do. I am newer to it. It's still a skill I'm learning and getting better at. But for overall coats and very nice blending, I'll use an airbrush. And then, I'll hand paint details and I'll use different textures and stuff like that. I don't use airbrush when I'm painting actual like paintings, but it's occurred to me that I could, so I'm kind of interested in trying.
It's pretty cool.
Can you use the force to assemble it? No, but if I drop it in the toilet and I wear a small robe, I can maybe lift it from the toilet. Any other swamp, even.
Bobby Reynolds saying he's 6'1". I'm 6'5". I got you beat.
I got both y'all beat in a plane. Because that's where it just stinks to be tall. All right, Yosh, would you still be willing to make me a photo for my YouTube profile pic? I want to use the 84 Goji with whatever coolness. I absolutely am. I will say this guy right here is in line first because I got to finish this stuff because there's like a few things I need to do. But the answer is absolutely yes. I would be honored to, and I appreciate you. So, and we should touch base about that.
Yeah.
Airbrushing makes things so much easier for models. Absolutely, absolutely. I've been using also just some of those spray cans of base coat. There's Mr. Surface or something like that. There's a couple different brands that I've tried, but it really gets that base coat just nice and easy. So, all right, I think we're. Oh no, we're not. I like being tall. Yeah, makes me feel like a giant or Godzilla. True. Jedi mind trick Everett to build the kit. You want to build the kit?
Mind tricks don't work on me. Only money.
This is the kit you're looking for.
No, it isn't.
Well, I tried. I am weak with the Force. So yeah, that's what we got. And then the other kit is, I guess I could just open it now real quick, right?
You could, yeah.
This is the ATST. The good thing is, it would help if I show it. This is the ATST. I don't know if we're flipped for y'all, but it's the, anyway.
It shows flipped for us, but I think for them, it's right.
Okay. Yeah, Mr. Surface works great. So I'm gonna open this up. Let me find my X-Acto blade. That's always a scary thing, to say let me find it. Where would it be? Alright, flip this upside down, get this cut.
Also, hope you guys like the new Hedra shirt. These are from Ghost X Ghost. So if you guys dig this t-shirt, go check out ghostxghost.com. And I believe he still has extras available in all different sizes. Plus, he has a long sleeve, as well as a lot of other stuff Kaiju related and coming. So, just a little shout out there to Ghost X Ghost.
See, we do have a cameraman. He's just not good. So I went to college, which for my field was kind of a waste of time. But I wanted to get painting classes. This was many, many years ago. And because I was a younger student, like everyone else, all the seniors and juniors got painting classes. So I ended up doing a lot of time behind a camera and video editing. So I ended up actually doing more of that than painting, which is interesting, but fun facts. Okay, so here we go, ATST time. Box is a little ripped, so, woo!
It's got a lot more parts.
All right. This is going to be a longer build. Oh man, listen, we're going to hang out soon. Why do you think I have multiple files? Alright, but yeah, so it looks like we have a lot of intricate parts. More intricate parts. More intricate parts.
Boy, this thing literally gets put together layer by layer, it looks like.
I'll be busy for a minute. And then, of course, thank goodness, the instructions. Thank you, sir. And I do love Bandai's instructions. They really lay it out for you. These things are so well organized, you could probably build it in 0G if you had to. Don't, but... Anyhow, thank you all for tuning in to that little unboxing. Great Godzilla kits. Ooh, would love to see you build one. Hey, that's something we could, excuse me, content is sometimes, we always have things to talk about, but it's nice to put things back in the box the way we found them, Yosh. All right. Yeah, the carpet monster. Yeah. There's Hedora, and then there's Florida.
Wait.
Where do you think Florida Man came from?
But yeah, so we're still just watching Masters of the Universe 87. He-Man's on a little nice hoverboard right now. And oh yeah, you can even probably kind of little corner of it.
All right.
So, art time.
Art time. So, this is what I was telling you earlier. I thought I grabbed Rhinodon and I didn't, and so you're gonna have to you're gonna have to kill me later, man. But if you want me back on the show again, I'm gonna bring you a finished Rhinodon drawing, because those are just sketches. But so I thought we would do some show and tell for some art. So some of you may have seen this, some of you may have not. I'm gonna disappear for like 2 seconds.
Very cool.
This.
And again, guys, reach out to this guy. Again, granted, like he just said, I'm kind of in line with a lot of stuff right now. But if you still want to commission something down the road, this is your guy.
And some of what I have to show you today are things that I can pump out in a shorter amount of time between projects. Because what we have is we have some stuff that's more deadline, like logos and stuff like that. But some of the other stuff will be a little more ongoing. And, I'm going to show you a sketch right now. Drawing sketch. It's kind of in between. Let me pull it out of my pack here. There we go.
I love how nobody noticed. Like, granted, it's nighttime, but still.
Right?
Nobody notices any of this going on.
No, they're all asleep.
They're all heavy sleepers. Oh, man. Wonderful.
So this right here, I'm about to show y'all, is just recently finished. This is something I can create in a couple days. So
it's nice.
Yeah, and not like working 2 days straight, just like, over the course of a couple days, putting in a couple hours here and there where I can. But this is ink. It is pencil, and it's a little bit of white charcoal. But if drawings like this interest you of Kaiju, understand that this is something that I'm happy to create, and I love making, and this is part of what I do for a living. So this piece is actually for sale.
He did this for Godzilla Day.
Yep.
I actually even like the old 50s, jet planes.
Yeah.
There. That's a nice touch.
I got in some MiG-15s because, I also I love planes, I love vehicles. So we should probably catch up real quick. What do we got? I think one of the missed opportunities for Masters of the Universe would have been for the guy who played Mr. Strickland to call Skeletor a slacker. Oh, yeah. All right, awesome, Mark says. Sokol, put me down for 2, Yosh. All right. So much nostalgia for that movie. Got to rewatch it. Yeah, okay. So I think
that's it.
I've been watching you on Facebook, Yosh. Right on. Thank you so much. Right on.
And then Zilfan.
Ooh, I love it. Right on.
Dude, it looks beautiful. Like, guys, even with figures and everything, like I've stated before, pictures and video don't do something justice. If you decide that you want this and Yosh ships it out to you, I guarantee you are going to be 1,000 times more blown away once you open that package and see this in person, because it is that nice.
Thank you, man. Makes my heart melt. I love what I do, As professions go, it's hard to put food on the table. Some months are good, some months are like, and some months are just neutral. Like all of us, we all have that. But one of the things I love is seeing what I make go to someone who loves it. If you love what I'm making. Hey, Cole, how you doing, brother? Cole, I'm working on a commission for this gentleman, and it is Boba Fett. in the new armor.
Ah.
So yeah.
All right.
Yo, seriously, do some how-to video. Yeah, absolutely. That's one of the reasons I'm kind of doing a YouTube, and I'm just starting to explore that with TikTok. So.
Well, yeah, no, this is a great piece.
Thank you.
This is coming from. This is also coming from you guys. Remember, if you can't tell, this is kind of based around the Final Wars Godzilla.
Yeah.
I'm not a big Final Wars fan, but the way Yosh was able to capture this, and with the planes, it looks awesome.
Thank you.
So again, you guys, if you want it, contact this guy or let him know right now and let him know how he can contact you, and we'll figure that out. But that piece is for sale. It's an exclusive Leaf Claw Studios exclusive Godzilla Day print.
Last year was a little crazy, and I didn't get a chance to make something for Godzilla Day. So this year I was like, to heck with everything. I'm putting everything on hold, and I'm working on this because it's Godzilla Day.
It's a Leaf Claw Studios Godzilla Day original.
So that is for sale in case you like it. Again, you know, if there's ever something you see, I like working with people, so I try to charge like fair prices that let you collect other things and not just that. This is another example. This one took a little longer, but it's in a similar vein. So this is ink and pencil, and of course I'm a huge dinosaur fan as well. It's kind of hard to you know, I think a lot of kaiju designs have some story and concepts to them.
It really wouldn't make sense if you like kaiju but you didn't like dinosaurs, or vice versa.
Right.
It doesn't add up.
No. So I just wanted. I've had a T-Rex figure for a while, and I love taking photos and I love painting. So I kind of was like, you know what? Let's just put it all together. So I did a reference and then I painted it up, and I just loved doing it. So. And I try to I love old movies. I love, you know, we were talking about Creature, I think you mentioned Creature from the Black Lagoon.
Yep.
And I think today is the anniversary of that movie.
Really?
I'm not 100% on that, but I think it is. And I think any UV paint no UV paint on these, but I am planning that for future pieces because it just seems like a winning thing.
It is. It's a major win, and you just no, dude, that looks awesome. It looks great. We got more stuff to show you.
A few more pieces.
It don't stop there.
So some of what I do is making. Oh yeah, if you want to, thank you, sir. And then some of what I do is, you know, making drawings, and some of what I do is painting. So this one started out, so real quick, like this is how art happens sometimes for me. I'll see something in my daily life, and if I can, and it's appropriate, I'll take a picture to remind myself later of the lighting and stuff, and I'll make mental notes. So this was a praying mantis that I saw on a railing outside, and what I wanted to do was turn one of its arms into like a blaster. You know, like just, I love doing sci-fi stuff, and I like doing realism, and I love nature.
You better hope he doesn't see that. You'll be giving him and his species ideas.
Oh, I mean, he's the one who told me to do it. Yeah,
hey guys, this guy took a picture of me.
Yeah,
and you know what? He added a freaking laser arm.
Yeah. And he didn't give us licensing. All right, so this is a funny piece. This is sort of a Jaeger, and you will notice there's a muffin.
I was gonna say it looks like a muffin.
Okay, so Kat, if you're watching, the kids, if you're watching, there's a story behind this. So my partner and I, we've been together for years, and she was, I think I brought her something, like she was tired or sick or something, and I brought her something like tea or something, and she meant to say thank you, because we call each other Muffin. And she was like, thank you, Muffin. But what came out was Tanku. And it sounded like a Japanese name for something. So we came up with this whole story for like these mechs. And it's a muffin in an armor suit with like a gun. And it's called Tanku Muffin. And so this one is Super Mecha Tanku Mufu Night 6. It's just one of those long, like forever long titles.
That's awesome. No, that looks great. I love it.
Thank you. Not really a social media guy. Do you have a business email, Yosh? Yes, I do. I can, you know what? I don't know if I have a business card on me. Let me check. But I will give you my email. For anyone who does want to email me, if you
wanted to on your phone,
yeah,
you can tune into this.
Oh yeah,
and
you
can comment it.
In a little bit, I'll drop my contact info for you and anyone else who wants to email and the like.
There we go.
So, so this is a sketch piece for the first concept.
Yeah.
This was the very first concept of one of my kaijus, and I wanted it to have mandibles and kind of be crab-like, but also plant-like. So it changed form a little bit. It's a little more badass now and a little less kind of wonky. So let me see. Let me pull up real quick. Let me pull up a picture of what it looks like now, because I took some pictures, and while that loads, this is another one of my monsters. So this is an acrylic painting I did. This is all hand painted. So this is, its name's Axorg, and it's kind of spider-like.
I like that.
So he has a kaiju form. He's just not that way every day. And then, thank you so much.
Of course.
And then let me pull up my email, because I emailed myself some stuff. But I also do mechs and armor, and this was done in ink and marker. So these are just a few things I've done fairly recently. Sometimes I participate in this thing called Inktober. So Inktober's pretty fun. Do I know, let's see, that could have been Kamakura's cousin in the Mantis art. Yeah, maybe. We're here! Oh, hey, Cat! We're here, Muffin! Hi, Muffin! Let's see, do you know the Muffin Man? I don't. But then again, I've never been to Drury Lane. So let's see, thankfully I'm eating some homemade pumpkin pie right now, because that muffin pick is making me hungry. Right on, right on.
And guys, thank you for being here. Again, we got a few more people on in here. If you're just tuning in, thank you for being here with us live on Godzilla Fan Freaks for Kaiju Chill Clock, episode 25, The Graveyard Shift. And
Yes.
We're just enjoying some Masters of the Universe 87 right now. We're getting towards to the tail end of the film and just having an awesome time. If you haven't already, atomic blast that like button. Appreciate the support. You guys are just awesome. And just thank you for being here with us. Back to art.
And I second all of that. Thank you all for looking at what we do, what I'm doing, and what we're sharing with you, because honestly, this is community. That's really what it is. So thanks. So this picture, I'm going to try to zoom in a little bit here. So this picture is, this is a sculpture I made. This is a handmade sculpture. It's real loose, but I needed to do his hand separately. But this is one of my kaiju creatures, and it's kind of the evolution of what you saw earlier. There's the head with the mandibles and kind of a sword arm sort of thing. Let me pull up one more picture or two. This is another. This is when I had it on a base. So I made a little base and I painted it up, and this is just a very loose paint job, but it kind of was to help me with references. And I've got a comic that I'm doing around this character. And my partner Catherine is helping write some of it. So this is another image of the sculpture in lighting. But as you can see, I kind of enjoyed getting some of those details in and just really kind of working on it. So yeah, that's one of the things there. So here's a surprise that I've not told you about. So this is Baragon. It's not done. This is I just started working on this today. I'm just locking in old comic style. You might see an X in here, and that's just to tell me that whole area is going to be black, black ink. So, but I'm just starting this. Let's see, comments. You have great talent, Yosh. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Dude, I love to see what you can do with Tsujin28, aka I love Gigantor. All right. Good things. Wife's coming back home. Okay. Hey, thank you so much.
Kaiju, thank you for being here, man.
Thank you. Can you do the Iron Giant, Yosh? Yes. In fact, I painted it in watercolor and gouache, I want to say in 2017 or 2018. And once I hush and I let this gentleman talk, I'll find it on my phone and I'll pull it up. But the real quick surprise is that when I finish this piece, I'll probably make prints available for anyone who wants it. But the original is going to you as a Christmas gift.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, man.
Thank
It's just
you.
going to be ink and pencil and some cool stuff, but I know he's one of your favorite kaiju, and I know that, you know, as I'm kind of learning to draw some of these characters, you know, as I'm getting better, I also want you to enjoy having these things. So,
Thank you.
yeah, man.
I'm excited.
Right on,
I'm
man.
really
Right on.
stoked.
Right on.
I'm really stoked. Guys, doesn't that look great? It looks awesome, doesn't it?
And then, you know, all the shading and actual details will come in. This was just kind of the outline today, but
I love
yeah,
it. dude.
thanks,
It
y'all.
looks
Thanks,
awesome.
you. Love Baragon. Right on. How much do I normally charge for art? That generally depends on what the subject matter is, how complex, the lighting, or not the lighting, the color, or black and white. So,
How big?
yeah, how big? So, for instance, like a pencil drawing, like the one of like the Godzilla piece that I showed today. So, like this piece right here. Typically, what I would ask, because there's a fair amount of detail and articulation. Typically, what I charge for a piece that is, you know, page size, good paper, but more importantly, you know, details and ink and stuff, that would be around 110, 120. So,
And then take, for instance, something like this.
this would be closer to like 150. But I also work with people. Sometimes, you know, like with commission stuff, if it's ongoing, I'll be like, okay, throw me a little up front so I can get supplies and stuff. And then, you know, at the end, when this is done or that is done, then we can do the rest. So what that does is it also lets people not break their bank buying art they want. And it also is trust, because they know that they're going to get what they want, and, you know, they've not committed a whole paycheck or something to anything I'm making. So I do payments with people, you know, as a working artist, one of the things that really helps is having a project that kind of trickles in a little money. So it might be, you know, if someone was like, hey, can I buy a $300 piece from you? The answer would be yes, but, you know, maybe $100 a month is what they can do, and that genuinely does help me too.
Yeah.
So those are all things I want people to get what they want.
Yeah, and again, Yosh is very reasonable. He's not going to gouge you.
No.
You know,
No.
he's willing to work with you.
Yep.
And just take it from me, guys. Very easy to work with. You know,
Thank you.
no problems whatsoever.
Don't feed me pizza past midnight, though. I get larger.
But yeah, that way you guys have an idea.
And then just a couple random things before I wrap up here. So this right here is a print. It's got some paint stains on it because this one's not for sale. But this was a print of one of my characters. I did in ink, and then I just kind of blew it up. And but you know, I love doing different styles, D&D style art. Yoshzilla. That's again only if I'm fed after midnight. But yeah, there's a lot of different artists I've studied, and some of you may know of Bernie Wrightson, Alex Ross. Those are some of my art heroes, and you know, that's kind of, those are people I study. And I do regular studies of stuff in color too. So this was kind of a transformation piece of like a werewolf, and kind of looking down and seeing his hand. But this is done in gouache and little hints of ink, and so it kind of gives you an idea of, like, you know, I do a lot of different styles, but it really depends on what the project requires.
Yeah.
I'll hit you up for a 1962 Godzilla with UV paint soon.
Hey, Mark.
Happy to do it. Happy to do it.
1962 is already going to be in my lineup too, so you might
Yeah.
even just want to print of mine. But
Yeah,
if
we'll
you want
see.
something original, there you go.
Yeah, we'll see, and I can do both. Yeah.
He'll already have practice doing mine. So.
Yeah. Gremlin, it could be Bad Butt if Raphael from TMNT uses CD4 explosive arrows from Rambo. That sounds like a Raphael thing to do.
Yeah.
I'm gonna need my pick in full paint, so I'll need to get with you to figure it out. Okay, yeah, we can discuss that. We can totally discuss that. Size and medium and all that. Absolutely. I think there's only a couple more things to show. Let's see, that's a pine cone. Okay. So this is not finished, but this is an ink drawing in progress of Shrimpanzee, which is one of... Sorry, block your face.
You're fine.
I'll block my face.
You're fine.
But this is one of my original kaiju designs, and I promise if you have me on again, I will have Rhinodon. We did come up with
we
a name.
did finally name my kaiju because his kaiju is shrimpanzee. It's a mantis shrimp fused with a chimpanzee. My kaiju is a rhino mixed with a great white shark. We had some good suggestions for a name. You know, we even had some scientific names going on, but we ended up going with something, you know, something that should have been on the table in the first place. Don't know why it was so hard to find a name for mine, but we just decided to go with, even though it's a great white shark, use elements of Megalodon. So we went Rhinodon.
Yep.
So Rhinodon is my kaiju's name. Officially.
Yep. So it's pretty rad. So this guy has a lightning punch, and I don't know exactly what his special is, but he does have. I love anatomy and I love nature in general, so I will look up and research a lot of stuff as I make something. So shrimp, especially mantis shrimp, and prawns too, they have a thing called a telson, which is their butt extends into plated armor. Kind of cool. So his he has a move called a full telson, and got a lightning punch. So more on that later, but I think that about wraps up art time. Yeah,
I think
we got everything. Awesome. Very cool. Yeah.
there.
Do that. Turn this around. Okay, oops. Actually, I'm gonna do it this way because I don't know if that's clay, and I don't want the clay going on the paper. I need to get more sleeves. Well, where would you like this camera, good sir?
If we want to work a little on the model,
you know, I brought clippers, but we don't have to.
Whatever. I mean, we're only what? We're a little over halfway
through. Yeah.
A little over halfway through the show. Is there anything you guys would like to talk about? Any topics? Any figures? Let's see here.
So I think I want in a full print too. Okay, like a full size or maybe an original. We'll see what you need. Yeah, and I'll drop my contact info for y'all. Physical print, they're amazing, and I would love to be crime not to. Okay, so the originals, yeah, I can do that. Need you guys to get access to the Monster Island game books and make your original kaiju characters and characters. You know, yeah.
At this point, you guys, where we're heading to. That's what we want to do. We're making our own universe.
Yep.
Right now, kind of what we're spitballing is we kind of have the basis of our kaiju. Not only will we need to make other kaiju, but we need to make enemies for our kaiju. So we've kind of just been brainstorming ideas. What could be Shrimpanzee's nemesis? Who could be Rhinodon's nemesis? You know.
And not all the enemies will necessarily be monsters. Sometimes it might be, you know, it could be a corporation. It could be an evil planet. It could be, you know, there's so many things. And another thing, you know, games and T-shirts and stuff. You know, if there's interest, we can do that in the future. You know, but not was it koozies? Not beer koozies.
Not beer koozies.
Maybe. Anyway, thank you all for looking. I'm going to hand over the show back to this fine gentleman. Do you want to trade seats so you can be closer? Put that back?
We're good. We can always move it back too. Okay. That way we just don't run out of battery.
That sounds like a plan.
And but we're doing good. We're on the final battle scene here. And of Motu 87. We're just going to transition back over here.
Now, so dropping the phone.
Keep mindful with us.
Yep. Okay, there you are.
There we are. Make sure I don't hit that X in the corner. That would be good. That'd be a good idea. Accidentally hit the X, totally stop the whole stream, right?
That's the real graveyard shift.
Oh, man.
It's the undead shift.
But, no, we've talked about a lot of good topics. You know, stuff that's coming. Artwork-wise, figure-wise. Lots of fun stuff, you guys. Again, thank you for being here with us. We're having a blast for Kaiju Chill O'Clock, episode 25.
Or 24, depending on how you see it.
This could be episode 24, version 2.0 or something.
24B.
24B.
Yeah.
But, we're doing pretty good on time. Again, you guys, we're just wrapping up the 87 film. He-Man's trying to get the sword.
Oh, yeah, he is.
Oh, man.
His pre-workout's about to kick in. Oh, I kicked in.
I have the power.
guillotine. Oh. You playing with fire. Living dangerously.
You know what's crazy though, and Nick mentioned this too, is when I did the video Welcome to Eternia, when I was transitioning and doing all my Motu stuff.
Welcome to Eternia.
The music that I had on in the background was music from the film.
Okay.
But Nick has realized, because he asked me, did I get claimed for using the music? And I was like, no, they didn't claim nothing.
Interesting.
So Nick's like, no, they it either must just not be on the radar or not enough care about it for people to utilize it.
Well, maybe it's how often it happens.
That too, maybe.
You know, like if it's part of because algorithms at the end of the day look for patterns. So my question is, you know, if a person did it once or twice, would it see it as a pattern versus if each show there was a little bit of that, would they start paying attention more? I don't know.
Yeah, hard to say. But I don't think anything's going to happen with Masters, in all honesty. Loosely collected, we need to act. Oh, no, he already talked about that. Mark said time to order pizza.
Space monster.
You need a space monster.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
I think I mentioned this to you the other day, but I was looking at different prehistoric creatures, and remember that giant sloth?
Yeah.
Megatherium. And I was thinking, what if one of the villains was Mechatherium? It's like a giant robot sloth. It probably won't catch you. But if it does... Ah, Skeletor's falling.
Oh, man. That doesn't have, like... Again, this movie has a lot of, like,
Star Wars?
cut and paste of Star Wars.
Yeah.
Because it was around that time, so I mean...
Ah, the Emperor has fallen. He'll be back, though.
Yeah. Let's see, Bobby, did you know... Going to be... Raphael... Oh my goodness.
Well, that's rough.
And then Jonathan, but I like beer koozies.
I mean, okay, we can still have beer koozies.
Yeah.
All right.
I think that's actually an option through TeePublic.
Okay, yeah.
I think you can, yeah.
Yeah, that's going to be something we should, yeah.
I will have merch at some point, okay?
Yep.
And this guy's stuff is going to be on that merch because we're having that partnership. So we probably will do something through TeePublic and whatnot. So just so you guys know, I don't know when it's going to drop. I can't promise you anything. I just know that it is in the plan. So all I can say. Mark, how about a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movie?
I mean, do we have to make it? I can probably spit on my shell. Listen, if we have to be in it, we could probably do the pizza eating scene.
Yeah, that'd probably be about it.
Yeah.
In all honesty. And then Jonathan, Mechatherium is slow but unstoppable juggernaut of destruction. Yeah.
And Catherine, if you're still watching, your love of sloths and that wonderful... She made this cup. This is a little mug, and she painted a sloth on it years ago before they fired it in the kiln. It's so freaking cute. Every time I see it, I'm like, man, I just want to drink coffee now. But it's going to make me move faster than a sloth. Anyway, but you had a hand in inspiring that, so.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Guys, keep it up, man. And then, Mark's saying, we make it.
Oh, well.
I don't know. Can we get the license fair and square?
I'll tell you what, my left knee is not teenage anymore. It's more on the mutant. Alright, so I'm gonna...
You guys are killing it with the comments. Yoshi's gonna chime in on the comments, you guys. So if you guys want his email, he's about to post it. So now you guys can get in touch with him.
Yep, so let's see. Does it show me as here, on here? I don't know. Alright. Okay, I'm watching. Okay, good.
Mark says Space Jaguar is what he was thinking.
Oh, as in like Jet Jaguar or in like
no, I
an
think
actual
like
panther?
Like a jet.
Okay, okay.
Guys, like always, if you have a kaiju idea, original, Even if it's like two, if you want to keep that theme of two animals, creatures fused together into one, let us know. Or if you just have a design in general that you'd like to see. Our Kaiju universe can also be your guys' Kaiju universe. You guys can take a part in that. Your Kaiju could end up making the cut and being a part of it.
Yeah. Or, you know, at least being a villain.
Or a villain. You could
Something
be a
to
villain.
battle. Yeah.
You know, give us, you know, feel free to shoot your ideas. Email Yosh your ideas if you want to. There you go.
And, you know, as someone who does this for a living, I might not be able to make everything all the time, but, you know, I want to. And so if you give me ideas or you let me know what you're thinking, you know, we'll shoot it amongst ourselves and we'll get back to you. And if nothing else, you know, we can at least do sketches or something.
Yep. Jonathan, middle-aged mutant wage slave turtle. I like that idea, Jonathan.
We're gonna change it to tortoises just for the franchise.
That was good. And then there you are.
Like a space cat. Okay.
Yep, like a space cat. That could be doable.
All right.
I could see something like that.
So that's interesting. So I posted my email, but it doesn't show up there.
Huh. Can anybody see Yosh's comment?
So I put 2 comments right now for my phone, and I put, hey everyone, it's Yosh, and then I put my email is, and then I put it, and it's not showing up the email here, it's just showing up on my phone, so that's interesting. Huh. It might be because it sees it as a link.
Maybe it could see it as a link. I see the comment, but no email. Okay.
So maybe I'm
How can you maybe just separate it and tell people?
Yep.
That's probably what Yosh is going to have to do. He's probably just going to have to put spaces, but then you guys, when you go to do it, you guys will just have to space it back together.
There we go.
Or they said write it down and show it. That could be that could be an option.
Let's see.
So if you guys can't get it that way, Yosh will hold it up here for a little bit, and then we'll go from there. Masters of the Universe just ended, so I'm going to go ahead and transfer some discs.
So I'm the 36th painter at gmail.com.
And again, if you guys don't get it now, you can always go back in about an hour and 47 minutes. You know, you can pause it and get it that way.
And like I said, I'm Yosh Reyes on Facebook. I believe I got a friend request. I think I responded already. I haven't had a chance to look at everything going on because I'm, you know, trying to not be on my phone the whole time. But yeah, I will absolutely respond to friend requests. So thank you.
And again, shout out to the Monster Report, Nick Adams. He sent me a physical copy of the Symphonic Fury concert. And that will be in replaced tonight of a vinyl record.
Yeah.
So we're going to get to have that because Nick did all of the...
Thank you, Nick.
I was holding it upside down.
Oh, there we go. You mean hold that or you get...
I got
there
it.
We go, yeah.
So that is what we will have on in the background in place of a vinyl record tonight.
Or maybe.
Or maybe, if I don't drop it.
Also, 2 things in the news. One, you know, quick shout out to all veterans today. Today's Veterans Day.
Yes, today is Veterans Day. Thank you for your service. If you are in the service, if you're active, retired, or in maybe boot camp.
Sure. And I'll even add, you know, while I don't know that there's specifically a day for it, but anyone who served our country, and I'm going to include people who do medical work, doctors, nurses, anyone who's on any kind of front line. And I'll add one more shout out to my mom, who's a teacher, because that's serving your country. And, you know, it's a hard thing to do. So, ooh. But thank you all. So
this was taken at G-Fest 2015, I believe. And Nick is the one who threw it all together, just to show you guys, you know, kind of what we're watching and whatnot. I was live. I was there live for this concert. It was both G-Fest concerts were a lot of fun. I really wish they were able to keep it going. What do we got here for a comment? Is Jonathan getting us again?
Yeah, he's talking about my email. He's like, so what happened to the first 35 painters?
Let's see. Go to your YouTube channel and under the About section, you could put the email.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. All right.
Like in your About.
Yeah, I have not done really anything with it yet. So let me see here. As every dad will say one day, let's see here. All right. Channel.
So they're just doing introductions. The music will start momentarily. But yeah, shout out, thank you to Nick Adams for sending me this. It was very nice of him. And again, you know, maybe some of this music will have to take place in over a vinyl record, because now if I could just get blocked for that, if they're going to start doing that, which again doesn't make sense because of the vinyl records I have played in the past on Kaiju Chill O'Clock, they never pinged me really for hardly any of those. So I don't know what's safe and really what's not, because again, the whole algorithm and it being ran by a computer, basically, it don't make sense and it's not fair. So at least I know with the G-Fest concerts, I'm safe because Nick uses those a lot in his videos, and no problems or issues. So if you guys ever do want to use Godzilla music in your videos, just know that Symphonic Fury and the Akira Ifukube concerts, both of those are copyright safe.
Also, if you have cats and they're fighting, that's also copyright free.
But guys, again, thank you for being here. Atomic Blast that like button if you haven't. I saw that we had an influx of viewers and then it shot back down, but that's okay.
That was me.
Oh. Oh, let's see. And then you guys are just talking amongst yourselves. That's awesome. Zillafan85, I feel like Skynet has taken over everything with these algorithms. Yeah.
We were talking about that because, you know, it's not going to be, we're talking about what is Skynet, and, you know, like playfully, but Terminator, you know, it's not going to be robots invading physically. It's going to be kind of, you know, not to be dark, but this is what's happening. You know, it's going to be people being underpaid, so algorithms and programming are doing the jobs, but they're not doing it in service of people. And they're being programmed by people who care more about money than people. So at the end of the day, you know, that's what it is. But that's why we're here.
Yeah.
Not just because we love Godzilla and Kaiju, but also because, you know, we're trying to bring love and community and goodness into the world.
And then Mark, he's heading out for the night. Mark, thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
And thanks for the love.
Yes, most definitely. And then Zillafan, he's just talking with Jonathan. Guys, it's just great to all just come together and just be able to chat with one another.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about. You guys don't always just have to chat with us. Chatting together is what it's all about.
That too, yeah. How many great jokes they make. Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's true. Autocorrect is... There's moments where I've thought to myself, man, maybe it's this bad on purpose so everyone will fight with each other.
Let me know how the audio is, you guys. I want you guys to be able to hear this. They're starting off with the Gamera trilogy from the 90s.
I believe in
No, they are.
I believe in Gamera.
And so we're starting off with the Gamera Guardian of the Universe from the Symphonic Fury concert at G-Fest in 2015. Let me know how the audio is. I can either turn it up or turn it down. I can turn it up a little bit here.
You think Gamera ever beefs with Star-Lord? Because Star-Lord's like, I'm the Guardian of the Galaxy. He's like, well, I'm the Guardian of the Universe. Like, you know.
Rocket just comes in. Wait.
Yeah, I've got the bigger gun. Hey, Gamera, you gotta use that shell? I miss the days of growing up without all the tech. Yes. You know, I remember a time before the internet, and I remember just using the Dewey Decimal System to find books in the library, and there was a magic to that, you know, but yeah, I think the key with any technology is don't lose ourselves.
Yeah.
And that's why this is scary at this time.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it is.
But
guys, thank you. If you're just joining us, thank you for being here with us for Kaiju Chill O'Clock, episode 25, The Graveyard Shift. It's just been a good show so far. We covered a lot of topics, devoted some time, and yeah, we're just kicking back and listening to some awesome orchestrated music. Nick did a really good job on this.
yeah, this is well done.
But you guys, thank you for being here with us. If you haven't already, Atomic Blast that like button. Go follow Leaf Claw Studios over on Instagram. Send Yoshi friend request
too, yeah.
or YouTube. You know, granted he doesn't have YouTube up and fired up yet,
But I will.
He's getting there. He's getting there.
And when I do drop my first videos, it would be cool to have anyone to see them. Books, libraries, reading. Yeah. I broke my glasses. I have all the time.
Zillafan85, when you were a young whippersnapper, Windows 95 was just coming out.
Yeah.
It was a huge deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was born in '86. Like, I remember, you know, like playing games with the old floppy cartridges and
Yeah.
yeah.
And then loosely, I thought I was the old guy. And then Zillafan85, no, you're not alone. The 85 in my YouTube and Instagram name
Right on.
isn't just a nod to the
Yeah, right on. Cheers. Oh, this is a good show.
This is a good show. We'll give you guys some shots of the orchestra. Again, let us know how the audio is, you guys. Again, Nick Adams over at the Monster Report. He's the one that did all the video work for this, and this is Symphonic Fury, the second G-Fest concert, I believe it was, in 2015.
Now, are the orchestra players furious when they finish, or is it just we had a Windows 95 computer running a testing machine? And honestly, there's certain aspects about some of the older OS that just make them more fun.
Yeah.
You know, as someone who uses Photoshop, for instance, it used to be you could just buy the program. Right on. Hey, 75, right on, man. But you know, it used to be you could buy the program, and now you can't. If you want the up-to-date, you have to subscribe.
Yeah.
So if you were subscribed for years, you're going to pay more than if you could have owned it. It's just kind of a, you know, it's a cash cow.
And sorry if the picture's not that great, you guys. It's not the quality of the disc because it's beautifully well done. It's just the way the lighting is for the Graveyard Shift.
Just wonder what happens if you
Tap it. Oh,
yeah,
it doesn't anything.
I think it has a focus point. But
I think it's the lighting too.
Yeah,
and the glare,
it's changing anyway.
Yeah,
so,
the glare on the TV and everything. And then Zillafan85, this is a great orchestra. Okay, I'm gonna take that as a green light that you guys can hear it just fine. Are we clashing too much? Is it too loud? Or is it just fine? Let us know, please. And then Zillafan85 saying, dude, 75, the year of Terror Mechagodzilla. Yes, it is. And then Jonathan, Lucy Collected, old computers can be fun, but not for work at your job. Grumble, grumble,
True.
Cuss, cuss.
True. Yeah, 86 was a good year. That was when the Challenger, They just found some wreckage of the Challenger on the seabed just a couple days ago, I think. I was just reading about that. It's pretty kind of sad, but also, you know, kind of wild that something like that can happen that far back and just now finding stuff.
Right. Like always, you guys, we still have almost an hour left. We're cutting in on that 2-hour mark. We got 1 more hour. We got 1 hour and a minute left, basically, of the show. So any questions you have, topics you want to talk about, if you want me to go grab a figure that you know that I have and you want me to do like a, what could it be called? figure time. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like story time, figure time.
Yeah,
I don't know. See, Zillifan85, I wouldn't leave that on the TV screen too long. I don't want YouTube to start bugging you again. I don't think it's going to get this because, again, it's only for promotional use only. It's not like it was copyrighted. Because it would have given me a message already.
Also, you know who filmed it.
Yeah, I know who filmed it too. And I know Nick wouldn't do that. So, nah. That's what the Monster Report Nick was telling me, is that this stuff is like, it's free use. It's free range. You don't have to deal with any BS with it.
It's also not as heavily data-based. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not, this isn't something that 5,000 people are watching every day.
Exactly. So I'm actually good with, if we end up showing more of that, and whatnot. But thank you, Zillifan85, for looking out regardless. Appreciate it. But going forward, again, I'm tiptoeing on my pinky toes through this minefield now that I was already tiptoeing through. Not going to have any more trouble in the future, at least not block-wise. Copyright claim may still happen, but as long as they don't block it, I'm fine. So, but no, we're going to be safe moving forward. Again, even though episode 24 was safe, I don't think it was right. But whatever. They can have it. You know what I mean?
While we make our own game, we still play by the rules of theirs.
There you go.
Oh yeah, heard about that yesterday. Hope they leave the wreckage on the seafloor. Yeah. I mean, I personally don't see a whole lot of value in dredging it up, but, who knows?
Yeah, who knows? But guys, questions for me, questions for Yosh. Let's kill this last 58 minutes that we have now.
Cheers, loosely.
All right, Jonathan, catch you back. Hopefully you're back in those 58 minutes. But guys, thank you for being here again. Atomic Blast that like button if you haven't. Go follow Leafclaw Studios over on Instagram. And we're just having a kick butt time, you guys.
Yep.
I mean, we're just having fun at this point. Is there anything you want to...
Other than putting together figures or taking things out of the screw, which I don't mind doing. Clips and stuff. I bring my clippers. Well, since I can't open the box, I can't do it. So.
Zillifan85, I think I missed the part of how you reworked your collection room. Could you go over that again? Of course.
Let's do it.
Of course. All right, Zillifan. Let me...
Talking stick.
Go ahead and rotate you.
I don't like it when people tell me that.
So, as you can see, there's a little bit more space freed up in here. And that was due to me just moving some stuff around. If you remember, I had some like Marvel, DC stuff over here. I had some anime and Guyver stuff there. And then over down here, I had some Star Wars stuff. And then over on this shelf over here, I had some miscellaneous stuff. Oh no.
You know what? I am still scarier than Gorn. As I try not to walk into the door.
And so now all of that stuff, though, is placed out over here. And let me go ahead. I'll just turn on the light. So now everything's out here on this shelf, and it's the perfect size shelf. It fits nicely. And everything, like, this shelf was made for all this stuff because it's pretty much perfect. Little bit of reworking and retooling with some of the Star Wars stuff. As you can see, these battle droids don't know their place, obviously. They're next to the anime stuff, but that's okay.
Roger.
But yeah, So that's kind of what I did to free up a little bit more space in the Kaiju cave. And I think it works nicely, in all honesty, you know. Because again, what?
Oh, I just thought of a spoof movie. Listen, y'all. I'm gonna let you enjoy this, y'all, but I just want you to think of this as a possibility for a movie with Baragon and a driving chase movie. We'll call it Baragon in 60 seconds. Okay, bye.
And then Zillifan85. Thank you. Yeah, I'm a little OCD too. It just, you know, it really depends. You know, like little Rick here with all the kaiju stuff, that doesn't really bother me. You know, I actually like the look on his face and everything. He's like, oh, what have I walked into? And then Zillifan85, where did I get my shelves? Well, they're just all wood shelves. At least this one is. This is a steel, like, rack shelf. And then this corner shelf, everything was handed down to me. This corner shelf came from my mom. This shelf here, my dad had, and I just gave a nice coating of black paint on it because it was really just kind of white and rusty and gross looking in some spots, because it was literally an outdoor, like, spare parts scrap shelf. And then these here were actually given to me by a family friend who was having a yard sale, and he didn't sell them at the end of the day. I was helping him sell stuff, and then he was just like, hey, do you need any bookshelves? Because I'm either going to just, he's either going to trash them or just donate them somewhere. And he asked me if I wanted them first, and I was like, yeah, I could use them. And then that was basically the starting point. So all my shelves, I can't really send you guys like any like, oh, I got this from IKEA or Amazon or whatever, because
Bandai.
or
the all new Bandai shelf with articulation. Catherine says she likes the mask and it stays on.
But, and then again, this little shelf I just found actually here at my house inside in a little like little side shop that my house has, and it's a little workshop area that I'm going to turn it into, and this really just didn't fit, and it really just made things more awkward as far as space goes. So I was just like, I took it out. It was easy enough to take off because it wasn't screwed or bolted down anywhere. I just lifted it off and cleaned it up and brought it inside, and it fit perfectly. It doesn't even bother the walkway there any, and it just is awesome. As I don't clash with Yosh there. So yeah, and again, no footage problems with this. Get you guys plugged back in, even though we're doing fine on battery life and could survive without it.
Let's see here. You got. Let's see. He got eaten by one of the monsters, burst out of the chest. Okay. And it's a cool mask. It seriously has Yosh looking like a Monster Island Buddies guy. I just deliver the pizzas to Monster Island. This is so that I don't get killed. That's all.
That's so you don't get
That's
killed.
all. They're like, oh, he's one of us. Did you bring pepperoni? Yes,
He's in disguise.
Yeah.
What was that? Oh, that was a little.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, we're having a lot of fun. Again, if Yosh is even feeling toxic, you know, if you guys weren't here at the beginning of the stream, later on, when you go back and rewatch it, I recommend watching the very beginning because we had a little bit of fun with a little pre-planned skit.
This is my impression of Bane, who is also destroying the environment. Oh! You were raised in the sludge. Wait, I was raised in the sludge. You really adopted it.
That was gold.
His sludge pumped through his veins.
Oh man. Oh, that's
Speaking
funny.
of Batman stuff, though.
Yes, speaking of Batman, since we're on that topic, rest in peace, Kevin Conroy.
Yeah. Really,
You know.
really beautiful voice. And he done a lot of different things, but Batman is the animated series, and also the Knights, Arkham Asylum, the
Arkham Asylum games.
Yeah.
Yep, he voiced Batman.
And I grew up with the animated series. Catherine, I know you did too. That was a big deal in our lives. Cole, also, I know. For a lot of us, I don't know. Was that a show that you really liked? Careful now. He's on his pinky toes again.
Oh man.
I guess this is gonna be a yes.
What I grew up, well,
I love that one too, man.
I grew up with the animated
Yes.
Batman, but what I really liked as a kid
Yeah.
was Batman Beyond.
Yeah, dude. I saw that later in life. I saw that only a few years ago for the first time. I didn't even know it existed, and I was like, "Holy crap, this is great!"
Yeah.
because it's similar animation style.
And then you have old man Bruce Wayne
Yeah.
mentoring. At first, he didn't want to mentor.
No.
He was like, "You don't know what you're getting into, this,
Yeah,
that."
yeah.
And then Bruce Wayne saw a little bit of himself in Terry McGinnis.
Yep.
And then just started that, old man Bruce Wayne, guy in the
Yeah.
chair, directing this new, the new Batman, basically.
Now, did Kevin Conroy voice Bruce Wayne there too?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
And also, from what I understand, he was a very gentle person. He was
Yeah.
a nice human being, and that's always the nice mashup when you see someone who's got great talent, but they're
Yeah.
a good person.
Yeah.
So.
And it's a part of life. It's
Sure.
it's nobody's gonna you almost can't say, I never thought that would happen.
Sure.
There's a lot of actors, actresses, whether they're movie, television, voice actors that are eventually that's gonna happen one day.
Like all of us. Yeah.
Think about Dragon Ball Z and everybody who does the voices for all those characters, whether it's Japanese
Sure.
or American.
Sure.
It's just a part of life, and it's always sad when it happens. But you know what? They lived a good one, and Kevin Conroy was one of those. I mean, he basically just made an icon out of his voice for many different things.
Sure. And, and it's also kind of a tough time period because a lot of the heroes that we've kind of enjoyed or grew up with, they are reaching kind of that age where it's like, there's health issues, or there's struggles, and
again, look at all of us who are big, Rambo fans, Terminator, all those big action movies of the 70s and 80s and whatnot.
Yeah.
Arnold and Stallone, they're getting up there too.
Yeah.
But again, no matter what happens, all of these people will be immortalized into the media that they're a part of, whether it's their voice, whether it's their physical appearance,
and their families, the people they loved, and the things they did.
They will continue to live on, and as long as we are fans, we will continue to enjoy their works in our lifetimes, in our kids' lifetimes, their kids' lifetimes, and so on and so forth.
I always tell people I don't plan on dying, but I will,
It goes for it goes.
But
you don't want to touch on that option, but
sure.
Kaiju Chill Clock episode 25. It's always going to be there as long as YouTube's around, and we'll be dirt.
Man, it's got real dark, but rest in peace.
Yes.
Rest in peace, Kevin Conroy. And, for those who believe in that, I do. You know, may your soul be blessed with peace and love always. So.
Yes.
And your works are still appreciated.
I wish I could imitate the voice. I would say a line, but that's one voice I cannot do.
I can do it, but I can't do it loudly. And I cannot compete with a Symphony of Fury. So, or the Furious Symphony, I don't know.
How are we doing on comments, though? Yep, Rip Kevin Conroy loved his Batman voice. Zillafan85 said Bane Hedra, so do you think that's Sludge is your ally? That's exactly what you did.
Yeah.
And then Zillafan85, he was only 66.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Bernie Wrightson, he was one of my. It still is. I study his work a lot, but you know, he lost a battle with cancer, if I'm not mistaken. You know, and that's the thing. You know, especially with people living longer these days. I think that's part of what makes it extra sad. Because, like, you know, people are living longer, 80, 90, and when you see someone, you know. Go, and yeah.
Again, we all know how time can just fly. You know what I mean? I mean, look at something as simple as the show here. We got 45 minutes left.
Yeah.
What the heck? 3-hour show.
Yeah.
Only 45 minutes, you know. And it's one thing as you get older, it's like these years are just, it's already going to be 2023.
Yeah.
It's like
wow. I'm 36 now. Last thing I remember, I bent over to tie my shoe and I was 34. You know? So.
But yeah, no, time just, you know, it just flies, you know.
Oh, yeah.
And again, like what Yosh was just saying, when you consider time, it really wasn't that long ago that people were only living to barely their 20s. When you think about it, you know.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Yeah. But
so,
although I did read that people in the Middle Ages actually did live longer, it was just kind of a thing. But either way, life expectancy was a lot harder.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, there's a lot more to deal with and stuff. Kat says Terry literally had a little bit of Batman in him, genetically speaking. That's true. That's true. Terry was part Batman. Well, part Bruce Wayne anyway, and definitely part Batman at some point.
That is true.
Yeah, I'd forgotten about that.
Now, that I haven't really delved into, but I do know that is like a whole thing. Like he's like a clone.
She is a Batman aficionado. Yeah.
I still live in the world to where I like Terry McGinnis as his own person.
Yeah.
That's just me though. I don't like the clone concept, or, you know.
I never mind it so much because they usually make them different characters. Like even Superboy. You know, is he clone material? Yeah, but he's totally not Superman.
Yeah.
You know, he's a little.
That's true.
He's a little rebel. But yeah, I hear what you're saying. Comics do have a way sometimes of like killing someone off and being like, we're bringing him back.
Yeah.
Which is fun. Depends. Yeah.
All right, cool.
Heck
We're moving along, guys. Again, questions. You guys want me to talk about a figure?
You want to watch me drop pieces of this Star Wars thing on the floor? Fred will put it together.
Yeah.
Batman Beyond live action film. You know?
There's a lot of people that have been wanting that. And a lot of people want that to happen. And I think it's already actually been somewhat green-lighted that Michael Keaton, I think, said that he would be down to be old Bruce Wayne.
Oh, I thought he was going to be Terry McGinnis. And I was like, I don't know. This is no country for old men. Which, it's the 15th anniversary today of No Country for Old Men.
Really?
Yeah, 15 years have gone by. I just tied my shoes, and it's 15 years later.
You know what did it for me? Was the 20th anniversary of The Phantom Menace.
Dude, yeah.
When I heard that,
yeah.
Even Revenge of the Sith had its... I think Revenge of the Sith had its 15th.
No!
Or is it even older? Shoot, I don't even remember now.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, no, like when those movies are starting to hit anniversary type statuses, like big time.
Sure.
That's when I was like, man, I remember going to the theater with my dad and watching those. It's already been that much time.
I remember the day I saw The Phantom Menace. I was with my mom and my dad, and we went. We didn't have a theater showing it in Odessa because we live in West Texas, so we had to drive 20 minutes to Midland and see it there, and it was showing there, and then we went to Barnes and Noble afterwards, and I just read everything I could about it, and it was interesting because my mom was like, "I'm pretty sure Palpatine is going to be the Emperor," and like I was too little to put it together.
Right.
And then we saw the next movie, and she was like, "See?" And my dad wasn't a Star Wars fan; he didn't know anything about it. He was like, "Oh, I guess you're right." But my mom, who had not seen the original trilogy in like years, was like, "I'm pretty sure that's what's." She was the only one to figure out what was going on. And then I read about it. I was like, "Mom, I think you're right." You know, yeah, it was a day.
Zillifan, I know I can't be alone. Back in the early 90s, we needed Batman Superman movie with Michael Keaton
Agreed.
and Christopher Reeve.
That would be cool.
Yeah, no, that would have been awesome.
I don't know what their chemistry would have been like, because I feel almost like Christopher Reeve would have been almost more quiet than Keaton. I feel like Keaton would have been funnier, but then again, Keaton can play a straight face.
Yeah.
You know, we just got used to him in some comedy, but he's actually pretty versatile. So yeah, that could be pretty fun.
Yeah.
I would have loved that.
I mean, speaking of, Keaton being a little comedic or, straight face, I mean, in the 1989 Batman, and then you had Batman Returns.
Yeah.
Don't worry, Keaton had some moments that just, I died. Like, especially when he's meeting the Joker, but he's Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
And he ends up breaking that like vase or whatever, and he's like, "You want to get nuts? Come on, let's get nuts." Like I just laugh at that scene every time. And then in Batman Returns, when he's fighting Catwoman, and he's like, I forget what she says, but then he's like, "Eat floor," and then he's like, "High fiber." I'm like.
And I think some of that is product of the times, because what cool was then didn't stay cool. Catch lines and catchphrases.
Yeah. That's true.
Quick question, getting a little off topic but on topic still. Anyone here a fan of Stephen King? Books or movies? I say books more because the movies of Stephen King and the adaptations are rarely that good, but I do feel like as a reader, his works, short stories, and longer stuff like novels, I feel like they're pretty good. So do we have anybody here who enjoys that?
They were in a movie together. It's called Speechless.
Oh.
Interesting. Okay.
Raphael's the Rambo of TMNT. I mean, yeah, essentially he kind of is.
Yeah.
Well, the reason I'm bringing up Stephen King stuff, so for those of you who might be, Kat, I know you are, I am too, but Stephen King, a lot of his universe, like It, Salem's Lot, stuff like that, they all tie together at a singular point, huh? They're all Jet Jaguars, how they all connect. So all of Stephen King, not all, but most of Stephen King's universe connects at a specific spot called the Dark Tower.
Right.
And he has a long 7-ish book series called the Dark Tower, and it starts with a character called the Gunslinger. Stephen King is great, right on. So there is talk, hearsay if you will, that director Mike Flanagan, who has done things like Bly Manor and a few other horror series on Netflix, which I would say are actually pretty quality. Even if ghost tales aren't your thing, they're still well done and well acted. He is interested in doing an adaptation of The Gunslinger or The Dark Tower. Now, there was a movie with Matthew McConaughey and Idris Elba, but I have not seen it. And everyone I've talked to has said it's absolute crap as an adaptation. Not because of who they chose for particular roles, but because of how they adapted it. And it's also such a powerful tale that it's really hard to put in one movie. And so something I've been wanting was an animated series of The Dark Tower. And I don't know if we're going to get that.
That'd be
but
cool.
wouldn't that, right? The collab movie he did with George Romero called Creepshow. I love Creepshow. Which one do you like? There's one, there's two, and I think they just made a third one?
And then which because Creepshow was like mini films into one film. What was your favorite mini film of either any Creepshow?
Well, with this green light, permission to cuss?
Go for it.
Meteor shit! Y'all remember that one? He's like, I'm covered in meteor shit. And then there's just, so the meteor takes over his body. He's just like moss.
Since we're on the topic, what do we got for?
Oh, Kat says maybe a little. She's a Mega King fan. But yeah, on the topic of meteors or of
Well, Stephen King, Creep Show, stuff like that.
Yeah.
If I had a favorite piece of Stephen King media,
Yeah.
it would have to be. I like the Langoliers.
I have not seen it, but I've heard good about it.
We'll have to watch it because
Okay.
I have the Langoliers.
Dude, yeah, I'm down with that.
I love the Langoliers. I love the concept of it. I love the film. You know, like it's actually one.
John Lithgow in that one? Can't remember.
I don't think so.
Okay.
No, I don't think so. No, he wasn't in that one.
Okay,
I forget
okay.
who's in the
Yeah,
Langoliers. But the Langoliers is good. And then out of Creep Show,
Yeah.
I like the film where it was like the young adults going swimming.
The sludge thing.
The sludge thing.
Because it's kind of like Hedora.
Yeah, it's kind of like Hedora. That's what
Yeah.
I always connected with it.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that guy just basically let her die. He was
Yeah.
like,
And then the very end where you think he gets away and he's on the shore and it's just like,
that kind of made me happy because I was like, I felt like he didn't even try.
right.
But yeah,
So
very cool.
those are some of my favorites.
See, that's stuff that I want to do. What I want to do with a lot of these kaiju, and that brings me back to this point, is that I have this sketchbook, and so I have all kinds of ideas for perfect. I have all kinds of ideas.
It's not working as well as I thought it would.
So I have ideas for like ghouls and monsters and werewolf transformation scenes.
It actually looks really good, though.
Yeah, I think that works. And so one of the things that I found is that I can do quick pencil sketches. This took like 10 minutes maybe, and these are all for ideas of some sequential stuff I'm doing. And it occurred to me like, a lot of stuff that's going on right now is, speaking of social media, is, people's attention spans have diminished a bit. I won't say like forever, but part of keeping up with the world is being able to listen to 15 seconds of information and get a laugh, or the news. And part of it is people are working longer hours to make. So there is less time to devote to one thing all the time.
Yeah.
And so I've kind of been wanting to do this thing where it's like, I tell stories, maybe in the form of like a TikTok or a short YouTube video, and on some of the key points of the narrative, there's like a sketch, and it shows you what's happening. And so it's not like super finished as an art piece, but it's enough to be kind of cool looking.
Yeah.
So kind of like the old Eerie magazines, which is what Creep Show is kind of mimicking in the comic when it starts to tell the story.
Yeah.
And so I don't know if y'all would be interested in that, but I am curious to see, would some of you be interested in little shorts about kaijus that are written and kind of animated? I don't know.
That could be fun. And before you put that away,
Oh, yeah.
I liked it. Show them the little doodle of Hedra.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
He did a little, and Hedra's in my art lineup that I'm having him do. And I just thought it was neat to see.
So I'm just kind of doodling. Oh, reconnecting. We're
There
live.
we go. We're live.
We're back.
Little internet hiccup.
So this is kind of an original. This is sort of the original idea of Hedra, just a loose sketch, and this is just something I'm kind of playing with. It kind of gets a little Cthulhu-ish, and it doesn't have to, but I'm kind of sketching around. Kat reminds us of the name of the sketch. It's called The Raft.
The Raft.
In the second one, the second collection, I like the one about like the statue of the native chief.
Oh yeah,
And he comes to life and he's like arrowing people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was it was originally one of those like
props or something?
no, the Indian was like one of the, what are they called? It has something to do with cigars, I think, right?
Oh, I don't know. Yeah. I gotta look that up. But yeah. But yeah, I loved the chief and whatever. That was
a
pretty
good
cool.
one. I remember there was another one that had to do with like a hitchhiker. That I think it was called The Hitchhiker
Okay.
or The Stranger or
Yeah,
something like
yeah.
that. Yeah.
And we have Zillafan says, I love the first one best, but 2 is decent. My favorite segment is the crate. Yeah, that thing was cool. That thing was cool. Speaking of crate, what rhymes with crate is crite, but that doesn't really rhyme. But critters. I love critters.
Critters?
Yeah. Do y'all did you ever see any of those?
I was more, now, For both of them, I don't want to say like I'm hardcore into them.
Okay.
But growing up, I was more of a gremlin kid
We
than
grew
I
up
was
on
a
opposite
critter.
sides of that fence.
Yeah.
Sir.
Yeah, no.
I love the Gremlins too. I have a soft spot for them. Always will. Little Mogwai.
But the critters, I don't know too much about.
They have a giant form.
I've seen them, but I've seen the movies, but yeah.
So I can't remember if it's the second or third movie, but I want to say it's the second film. But the critters band together into one giant ball, and they roll as a ball of critters around. It's amazing. And then there's like a giant critter form, basically.
Okay.
So it's like a kaiju critter.
Yeah, kind of like, well, you could take Hedra, because
Yeah.
Hedra was made up of multiples.
Yeah.
Destroya.
Yep.
That's basically a concept for Destroya,
Right.
you know.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah.
cool. We got 30 minutes left, guys.
Woo!
Half hour.
Give us questions.
Questions,
Give us
feedback, whatever it is.
We'll ask Fred a question. I don't know. He's napping.
Yeah, he's up there in his tree. You can kind of see his ears.
Fluffy the Crate Beast figure. Oh, snap.
Very cool.
That's cool.
Yes, I have seen photos of it.
That's cool.
Now, Michael there, Zillfan 85.
Yeah.
He has a lot of neat figures. Like
Snap.
when he really enjoys Halloween, like we all do.
Okay.
And seeing his posts of how he decorates, and you know, he has all the Universal monsters and stuff, and to where he was doing reviews on them and stuff.
Yeah.
And he actually has some, you know, like some of that stuff is really cool.
Very cool.
And I appreciate seeing some of that. Like, even though it may not be something that I collect personally, I still enjoy seeing, you know, things like that. So, Zillafan85, keep up that great work, dude. Like, you know, don't feel afraid to stray from Godzilla. You know, I do that on my channel. You know, I've had Dragon Ball Z, Star Wars, Masters of the Universe, Predator, you know.
Speaking of Dragon Ball Z,
Yeah.
also he says we can call him Michael. Michael, thank you. Welcome. I just learned that there are Kaiju spotlights.
Yes.
What?
Yosh just learned that.
School me. What? Why? How? Licensing? What the who? How?
I wish I really knew the story on it. In all honesty,
Okay.
you know what I mean? Like,
Okay, yeah.
it was just one of those things that I don't know what Akira Toriyama did,
Yeah.
but I mean, if you can you pull up those images?
Yeah.
If you don't know what we're talking about, Yoshi's gonna pull up the images, and they're from the original Dragon Ball. And there's actually cameos of Kaiju, but I think it falls under the same line as, because even The Simpsons has had little parodies and whatnot. So I think it falls under those lines. I think it was just like a small license, and they maybe didn't. I don't think they had to pay a lot. I don't know. But if anybody knows the story, I've known about it, but Yosh recently found out about it. There's Baragon.
And this is from Dragon Ball. Okay, and then also we got some what I believe an interpretation of Rodan. Yeah, so they pop up in it, and that just blows my mind. Like,
Yeah.
so there's Baragon taking a bite out of crime, I guess. But yeah, that's pretty wild to me, because you know, one of the things I love about Kaiju is just kind of how inventive they are, and a lot of those things, much like we were talking about the Dark Tower, a lot of those things really translate better in animation.
Yeah.
Yes, it is more time consuming, and that's one of the main issues, you know, but at the same time, like, you can really do things that you can't do with live action.
Yeah.
You know, which also takes a lot of time and more money.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, no, that is really cool. But yeah, the full story behind it, I don't really know.
Okay, right on.
I wish I could fill you in on that.
No, that's okay. That's okay. Yeah. Oh, there's even, I think, Ghidorah in there.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. That's pretty nifty. Again, for those who maybe didn't get to see, if you didn't get to see the kaiju that I'm working on, this is one of them. This is a sculpture. So it's just one of those. I really had fun sculpting this thing, but let's see.
Zillafan85, let's see here. Okay, cool, there we are.
Heck yeah.
So thank you,
Yeah,
really means a lot. Getting these compliments from you, just for dude, of course, man. No, keep up the good work on your end, dude. You're doing good. And then Zillafan85, if you remember seeing that, so cool to see the kaiju nods.
Yeah.
Pokemon.
Oh.
Butterfree is a nod to Mothra. Nidoking.
I can't believe it's not Mothra. Oh, it's Butterfree. Sorry.
That was good.
Thank you.
Nidoking, for instance, is a nod to Baragon.
Oh, okay.
There are Pokemon that are out there that their designs were kind of,
pulled from that.
referenced. Yeah.
Speaking of which, Rhynodon does sound like a Pokemon. We gotta make sure it's not already a Pokemon.
It almost does sound like Rhydon.
Rhydon, okay.
Rhynodon. I think we get away with that extra syllable.
Yeah. We added a no.
Oh, man.
I'm having a really good time being on this show. Thank you. This is something that means a lot to me.
Yeah.
And thank you all for enjoying our company and what we share and sharing back.
Yeah.
So.
And I always do my best with the Kaiju Chill O'Clock episodes, and the fact that the last one went so well and then had a huge dump get taken on it kind of sucked. So I kind of had this in the back of my mind that I know Yosh had stuff he was working on, and it's like, let's just make episode 25, even though it's a graveyard shift, let's just make it a banger,
Yeah.
And hopefully, me and Yosh, again, we're not really keen with the vocabulary the kids are using today. But, again, we want to make this a banger. Yosh usually says we want it to slap.
Yeah. And if we make it a banger, you bring the mash.
But, no, thank you guys for being here. I hope this episode has kept you guys entertained. I'm sure it has.
You didn't tell me there was a choir. There's a choir.
Yeah.
Too. There's an orchestra and a choir.
They went all out for these concerts.
Good Lord.
And this was at the Pickwick Theater.
And
Chicago.
Godzilla stepped on all of these people? I thought that's what happens at G-Fest. That's why I haven't gone yet.
As the young folks say, I dig where you're coming from, brothers.
Heck yeah.
And then Zillafan85, how about mix-up like Rhynodon?
Rhynodon, maybe, yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nothing's in cement yet.
Yeah. There was another one I thought of, because we were talking about, was it you, Michael? I don't know who it was, but last show that we were talking about Latin names, and I thought of the Great White Latin name, and then also
it was the scientific
right.
the
And the one I thought of was Carceros, because like rhinoceros, but I'm trying to remember the Latin name of the. I used to know it because I used to want to be a marine biologist. Like apparently, 80% of children want to be. I don't know, but let me see. Is it Carcadon? Carcadon? Not charcuterie board. No. Jeez Louise, phone.
I'm just going to stick these Band-Aids back.
Yeah.
Doing a little bit of pre-cleaning up.
I thought you said Band-Aids. I'm going to put these Band-Aids back. Alright. Let's find out Great White Shark, unless somebody... Okay, it's Carcharodon carcarius. So I was like, what about C-A-R, and then Ceros, like rhinoceros. So Carceros. It's an idea. I don't know. Let's see. What if GMK Godzilla versus Heisei Gamera? Ooh.
Yeah?
Ooh, I don't know.
The orchestra that we're listening to, the guy that did the Heisei Gamera trilogy's soundtrack is the same guy that did GMK's soundtrack that we're listening to.
Interesting.
And talking about this concert, when they go up after it's all done, they kind of talked like this is where Godzilla and Gamera met, and they fought over. They fought with their music.
Right.
And
Gamera played a flute.
Yeah.
And Godzilla played percussion.
There you go. But no, it's really cool to see that. Like when it pops up too, we'll take a listen. What's up?
I was imagining the very first iteration of Gamera with a kazoo. Sorry. I'm completely sober. This is just who I am.
But no, I think we'll get to see that, and then I'll turn it up a little bit so you guys can hear it too. But they talk about that and they bring him up on stage.
That's super cool.
And he was blown away by the performance, and because this was the guy that originally composed this music, you know?
Yeah.
And Robert Scott Field from Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah, the time travel, he's the robot.
Okay.
He's the guy that's always at G-Fest that translates for everybody.
Okay.
And he's such an awesome dude too. He hasn't been to G-Fest in a while. I think Robert ended up actually saying that he was kind of done traveling for it.
Yeah.
I don't know if he'll. I don't know if Robert will ever be back at G-Fest. But I was very happy to have met him, and you guys have seen the posters that I have.
Yeah.
I have his signature on stuff.
I would really like to go to one day. I would love to vend at one day with our own kaiju. Can you imagine that? One day. That'd be cool, man.
One day.
Squad goals, as the youngins say.
But and I actually got to meet. I forget his full name, but Otane, I think is his last name.
Okay.
And I met him. Even though they told us, like, you know, when things start going and applauding and stuff like that, like if you're around him, don't overcrowd him or this or that. But he was actually, you know, walking around and just going by the aisles, just waving and thanking. And
that's cool.
And me and my buddy Chris, Goji Fan 93, we were sitting together for this concert, and he was in our area, and when he was looking at us, since we were there right in front of him, not only did we get to shake his hand, but he pointed at our programs.
Yeah.
And he was like, you know, because he was telling us, like, and so I handed him my program, and he just...
Oh, that's awesome.
He just signed it and then gave it back to me. I didn't even have to ask him. Like,
right.
So...
That's so cool.
Yeah, no, really nice guy. Again, hopefully the audio and everything shows up. I think we have enough time.
Is it held in the same city each year, or no?
Yeah, it's always in Chicago.
Always in Chicago.
They did it once years ago in Cali, I believe.
Okay.
And it really didn't, like...
Yeah, it didn't the same.
Yeah, it really didn't work for them.
I've never been to Chicago. I've always wanted to go.
You know...
I mean, it depends on what you like, you know.
Yeah, there's areas that you stay away from after a certain
the Narrows.
But because the area where G-Fest originally took place really wasn't bad.
Yeah.
Now the new hotel, I'm not really sure where that's located, so I'm not really sure how it stays very well. But no, there were areas that it's like me and my dad, we did have set times to where it was like, we got to make sure we do this, this, and this, and we're not going anywhere after this time.
Are you talking about my apartment complex?
So, if you're in Chicago, I apologize. I don't mean to offend anybody, but, you know, sometimes things are the way they are, and that's just what you got to deal with sometimes.
Every city has some areas that...
I mean, let's put it this way. One year, me and my dad went, and it was when they were... giving the verdict on the whole Trayvon Martin case.
Oh, that's rough, yeah.
And when that went through that night, me and Dad were in the hotel. Oh, you could hear everywhere. It was scary, man. It was scary.
Going on, yeah.
It was actually kind of scary.
I wouldn't want to be out in the middle of any of that either. So, yeah.
So
let's see if we got any questions. Oh, Michael says, I know I always ask, but before we check out, could we take another look at your SHMA Godzilla 62? I really want that figure and envy yours.
Of course. That is totally doable. You got it. Let's go. There you are, Zillafan 85, King Goji 62 in all his beautiful glory.
Let's see myself here. Let me see my. Yeah, I want to see. Oh man, so beautiful, so beautiful. I love those little tanks too.
Oh yeah.
Where the heck do you get those?
You know what? These I had from like G.I. Joe.
Okay,
like
yeah. Sets
old like army sets and stuff.
Right.
These though actually came with the Burning Godzilla.
That makes sense, yeah.
But yeah, a lot of the other like small like the barbed wire fencing and stuff like that. Oh yeah, the acid.
Yeah. That's so cool. Oh man, these lights are great, dude.
Yeah. I actually will probably end up, because I wasn't very, not that I wasn't very smart when I was putting these lights up, but feeding the lights through there, I didn't think about the friction that the door would cause when I open and close it at times. So as you guys can see, this really doesn't go with the rest of the lights anymore, and it just glows green whenever it wants to.
Oh, the signal's a little off.
So now I'm probably going to have to maybe just rewire this whole shelf to where it's on its own thing.
Right.
But you know what? Like, it's not anything that needs to be done immediately.
Pretty rad.
But that was one thing that I was noticing the other day when I turned them on. I'm like, that's just green. Or no, what I noticed was it wasn't lit up at all. Because as you can see, watch, it'll just go.
I think Biolante wanted it green.
Yeah, right? It just goes dark.
Oh, yeah. It just cycles from red to green. Well, that one's kind of doing a quick cycle.
Well, that's on a different.
Oh, okay.
That's a totally different strip down there.
Got it.
So this strip goes, again, it continues from this room in here, but as you can see, it doesn't stay with that. It's just.
It's not in time.
It's just green.
Yeah.
And then it just fades out to nothing.
Right.
So I'm going to have to eventually probably maybe just rewire this whole shelf. But again, it's not top priority. It's in time. It's an in time sort of thing. And we are at 2 hours and 47 minutes. What is that? 13, if I'm doing my math correctly. We got 13 minutes, you guys.
Let's see. We got 4 people watching.
Yes, we do. That's what it says on my end, too. Guys, thank you for being here. I'm not going to plug you guys back in. We got plenty of battery. We're just wrapping up on this awesome, well, not the whole concert, but because they did more than this, believe it or not.
Mm-hmm.
They did a bunch of Fantasia Toho music.
Really? Okay.
Compilations, basically.
Right.
But, no, this was really cool. Nick, again, whenever me and Nick meet up in the future, he's like, hey, any video you want me to do of something, or
nice, yeah.
Like,
you filmed all of this?
Yeah.
Well done, Nick. Well done. This is great videography. Wow.
Only 3 people on in here, but guys, don't go anywhere yet. Thank you for sticking with us right till the very end. Had an awesome show tonight. I think, even though this is just a YouTube exclusive show for the Graveyard Shift, I think this makes up for episode 24.
And we're doing this, what, every 5 episodes?
Every 5.
All
so
right.
the next Graveyard Shift will be episode 30.
It'll be, what, about a month from now or so? Give or take?
Yeah, because do it every week or so.
Yeah.
So it'll probably be in December sometime.
That sounds good.
Might even the next Graveyard Shift might not even be till next year.
Oh yeah, depending on time and Christmas.
Yeah, time and Christmas and everything. That also wraps it up. Not wraps it up, but that reminds me that, of course, Thanksgiving
I
is.
didn't know what that was.
Oh, my little.
Yeah, I thought there was something flying there. And
No.
I'm like, how does everyone not know?
This is a smart
Yeah, got
TV.
it. I was worried.
So turn this all the way up for you guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up one more time for Ko Otani. And now Mr. Otani has a few special words he'd like to share with you, and translating for him, of course, will be M11 himself, Robert Scott Field. Mr. Otani.
Hello, I'm exciting. Thank you very so much, orchestra, choirs, and John, and everybody. I'm so exciting.
Yeah, I don't think you need that translated. I think you did okay with it.
本当にこれがシカゴで世界最初にやられたってことがすごい嬉しい。
He says this is the first time this ever happened anywhere in the world, and being able to do it here in Chicago in this great place with these great people is more than he can express in words. Thank you so much for this.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
I wrote all this.
Right.
First
Otani is his last
Yeah,
name. You
we'll
got me
figure it
though.
out. Yeah.
僕も若くてこの曲たちはものすごく情熱とエネルギーがある。
At the time I was young, and I had the emotions and the heat inside of me to putting these notes to music.
エネルギーと情熱がすごく僕は好きですね。
And the energy and the heat that I felt it again tonight, I really love this feeling.
でも一番大事なのはこのメロディーがゴジラとガメラに出会えたからゴジラとガメラがいたから生まれたことです。
The thing that most important is that because of the heat that came out in these notes is because there was Godzilla, then there was Gamera, and then Gamera and Godzilla met.
That's cool.
Jonathan, you're very back.
Thank you, Godzilla. Thank you, Godzilla and Gamera, Joe and orchestra, choir, and everybody, and Chicago. I love you. Thank you.
That's beautiful. Dude, we should go to G-Fest one day, man.
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
The year is 1983. Akira Ifukube is more than a little irritating.
Flip it back around, turn it down. But just wanted you guys to see that last part there. You know, it was really nice of him to share those words and everything. And it was just a great, fun time. It was just fantastic. We had so much fun. If you were there at G-Fest to witness the concerts that they had back-to-back each year, for only 2 years. They only did the Akira Ifukube concert in 2014, and then in 2015 they did Symphonic Fury. Hope I'm having those dates right. I believe I am. Because this was my last G-Fest that I went to. So I only went to 3 G-Fests. I went to them 3 years in a row. I went 2013, 2014, and 2015. Haven't been back since, but that's okay. One day I may return.
Buddy cop movie with Gamera and Godzilla. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah. That's a lot of bad breath.
But guys, thank you for being with us. I mean, we're not closing it out just yet, but I just want to always say that, you know, thank you so much. For those of you who have tuned in, for those of you, Jonathan, who's tuned in and tuned out, appreciate you guys just taking the time to hang with us, chill with us. For Kaiju, chill o'clock.
Heck yeah. And as always, a joy to be on here.
Yeah.
So. And Fred is fretting around.
Fred is fretting around. Yes, he is.
Yeah.
I thought he was gonna mess up the pizza. In all honesty,
Me too.
He's thinking
Y'all want
about
some
it.
Fred vision?
He's thinking about it.
Behold, Fred says hello.
Pizza cat.
Oh God, it doesn't.
Yeah.
I see the problem.
You see what I said about?
Yeah.
Remember when I've mentioned the zooming on
Yeah,
YouTube?
it's like
yeah.
it's all or nothing. Bye, Fred.
Yeah, the zoom on YouTube kind of sucks.
Yeah, it's like you know what the zoom on YouTube is like? When you've just, if any of you have played Call of Duty, when you've just unlocked a weapon and you either get iron sights or the 10x telescopic sight, and it's like, what? Whoop, whoop. Yeah. So yeah,
But thank you guys for spending time with us.
we got some spam. It says the hot girls are here, and frankly, I'm gonna
Yeah.
report.
Report. Get that out of here.
Yep.
Jonathan. Oh man, hot girls, really?
They're only hot because Gamera and Godzilla breathed upon them.
And set them on fire.
Gamera and Godzilla do not enjoy spam.
Thank you, Yosh, for running damage control.
You bet. Michael says, dude, we should plan to go out to G-Fest in the future. They should let us do a panel. They're for YouTube Godzilla figure collectors.
Yeah, they. You know what? I've been to that. Rich Iso and Samson West.
Yeah.
I forget who else at the time, but they actually did do a Godzilla like collectors panel and stuff, and it was a lot of fun. But that is something to totally do. Also, for those that are here, I just want to say, remember if you were here last episode for episode 24, how I mentioned be on the lookout on Godzilla Fan Freaks the following weekend around the 12th? Scratch that. Okay? Had some complications come up.
True.
So don't expect any big news yet.
But there is big news.
There is big news coming. Just can't disclose anything yet until I've had a certain meeting.
But it is big.
So the meeting just had to be rescheduled because something came up. So there is big news coming. I can't guarantee when it's going to be right now because I'm waiting to hear back. But hopefully it is sometime, I'm hoping within the next week.
And it is Kaiju related.
It is Kaiju related, yes. So.
And us related.
And us related, yes. So apologies, hyping you guys up to be on the lookout. I'm sorry, don't hate me.
But it will be worth the wait.
It will be worth the wait. Just ran into just a minor speed bump. All it is we just had to reschedule this meeting. That's all it was.
Yep.
So I'll let you guys know when to be on the lookout. Don't worry.
And this, no, it is not going to. No, it's not going to be the spammers. They're not going to be the speed bumps, and it's not the news.
No. So just know that there is no news coming tomorrow like I hyped it up to be. I'm sorry. Sometimes things happen last second, and you just can't avoid it. So, but there is big news coming for Godzilla Fan Freaks, Leaf Claw Studios. Just that's all.
And also,
Yeah.
Demi Urgent Creative,
Yeah.
my partner who does writing, she has a kaiju that we've been working on, and that also ties into this.
Very cool. Awesome stuff. All right, guys, we have about a little under 2 minutes left. We're going to start wrapping it up.
Yep.
Thank you guys for being here so
Thank you.
much. So much. Thank you. I think this definitely makes up for episode 24.
It has been a blast being on here with you, man.
And like always, guys, always, again, next week's show, there's gonna be some special surprises that I'm not gonna disclose. All I can say is, just wait until next week. Wait until Kaiju Chill O'Clock episode 26, you guys. It's gonna be a lot of fun. A lot of special stuff going on this next week. So, anyway, you guys, without further ado, thank you for being here with us live. We are Godzilla Fan Freaks. Kaiju Chill O'Clock, episode 25, The Graveyard Shift. Like always, you guys, don't forget to please comment, like, and subscribe here on the YouTube channel. Atomic blast that like button. Atomic blast the notification bell. Don't forget to like and follow Godzilla Fan Freaks over on Facebook. And don't forget to follow Godzilla Fan Freaks on Instagram. Yosh, take it away.
Got it. As always, thanks for having me on. It's an honor to be with you, to be in your awesome Kaiju cave, and to be amongst all of you wonderful fans. Real quick, I am Yosh Reyes. I am Leaf Claw Studios on Instagram, on TikTok, also here on YouTube. I'm Yosh Reyes on Facebook and Leaf Claw Studios. Probably just feel free to add me on my regular page on Facebook. I post more stuff there. Speaking of things coming up this week, I'm wrapping up a very, very big project between me and my writer, Catherine Owen, and she has completed her book of horror stories, and I'm finishing up the cover this upcoming week. It is almost complete, and after that, all we're going to be doing is some formatting, and we're going to have a short collection of horror stories with some horror-related art dropping with it. So stay tuned. Follow me at Leaf Claw Studios. Check out Demi-Urgent Creative too if you would like to, and we'll be seeing you.
That's it, you guys. We are Godzilla Fan Freaks, Leaf Claw Studios. Thank you for joining us again for Kaiju Chill O'Clock, episode 25, The Graveyard Shift. Peace out, y'all.